I wake up again, but it feel like I'm dead. I don't understand how you could feel this way. I don't wanna move, so now I'm in my head, and I'm not sure if I'll see another day. Won't be long before I'm leaving it. I don't want you near. Don't you call, try to be sincere, but it was too severe. My eyes, tired eyes, they keep staring in the mirror while I'm not. My eyes, tired eyes, they keep staring in the mirror while I'm not.
Why is it always at midnight when my brain wanna start these fist fights? Spent 6 days on this tour bus, I ain't catching rest so this tour's up. I don't know what I'm famous for, we hurt and lost and it's obvious. I don't know who I'm playing for, cause I don't see your face in this audience. But soon someday I'ma take off big and it won't be you that I take off with. Saw your story at Braden's house, it's embarrassing what you post about. How my heart used to turn me on, walking around with my jersey on. I don't know what changed or if I changed first. All I know, you're not who you were.
They keep staring in the mirror while I'm not. My eyes, tired eyes, they keep staring in the mirror while I'm not.
Stay up for the movie, I don't wanna miss this scene. Only fall asleep by you. Would've never missed a beat if I knew. But soon someday I'ma take off big and it won't be you that I take off with. Saw your story at Braden's house, it's embarrassing what you post about. How my heart used to turn me on, walking around with my jersey on. I don't know what changed or if I changed first. All I know, you're not who you were.
My eyes are tired, they keep staring in the mirror while I'm not. My eyes are tired, they keep staring in the mirror while I'm not.
I paint a picture in my head. It looks something like a train wreck. Underwater so I drown. I can't breathe, come pull me out. I pray my problems go away, but in the meantime I close my eyes and blame the me that's in disguise. And take my hand and count to 5. If we jump, we won't survive. Tell the ones you love the most, I can't breathe, I'm comatose. You can run, but you can't hide. If we jump, it's suicide. Tell the ones you love the most not to fear, you're in control. Take my hand and count to 5. If we jump, we won't survive. Tell the ones you love the most, I can't breathe, I'm comatose. You can run, but you can't hide. If we jump, it's suicide. Tell the ones you love the most not to fear, you're in control. Tell me what I should be doing with my soul if it's dead again. There's so many demons trying to get it, I won't let them in. Hanging at the roof, throwing cash for the hell of it. Trunk in the front of my foreign like an elephant. I took too much in, I've been trying to shake it up since 3:45. I was hoping you would stay till the day that I die. Now I'm sinking again tonight, yeah. So take my hand and count to 5. If we jump, we won't survive. Tell the ones you love the most, I can't breathe, I'm comatose. You can run, but you can't hide. If we jump, it's suicide. Tell the ones you love the most.
The Morning Fix live radio show will begin shortly. For your best news coverage and commentary, Tune in daily at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on The Morning Fix. The Morning Fix live radio show will begin shortly.
For Washington, D.C. to be a sanctuary city.
We have your back in New York City. We will protect you. We will not ask your documentation status.
San Francisco stands behind our sanctuary city policy.
Los Angeles and other big cities have always been a place that are welcome to refugees, to asylum seekers, and to immigrants.
This is a city that for 150 years has been a city of welcome for immigrants from people all over the world.
A bill to create a pathway to citizenship. The border is secure, but we also have a broken immigration system, in particular over the last 4 years before we came in, and it needs to be fixed.
We're gonna have 2 million people cross this border for the first time ever. You're confident this border's secure?
We have a secure border in that is a priority for any nation, including ours and our administration.
The front line. You've spent your whole life in Laredo. The border is not secure, is it?
The border is not secure, without due respect to the VP. Look, we get thousands of people along the border, from 6,000 to 8,000 people a day. So you're talking about almost 4+, maybe 4.4 million individuals in 2 years. If you call that secure, I don't know what secure it is.
Keep New York City a sanctuary, a city. Do you have any concern that policy is attracting more people to the border, more people to cross the border to make that dangerous trip?
No, not at all. This city has always been a sanctuary city, and we've always managed those who wanted to come to New York City to pursue the American dream. Let's be clear here. We've all come from somewhere. Our lineage came from a location, and the pursuit of the American dream is what we've all fought for. It can be done correctly by making sure people legally enter the country and we coordinate in a proper way. And that's what we are stating. And I will always believe that this is a country where people want to pursue the American dream, and there are ways it can be done correctly. So Jonathan, this is part of the overall attempt to move people away from what these governors have done around the women's right to choose, around gun laws, around some of the erosion of basic human rights that we're seeing. And this is a continuation of that. And I say to them that we can coordinate our way as Americans to deal with this crisis. This is a humanitarian crisis that was created by human hands.
Trump campaigned on build that wall. Are you willing to tear that wall down?
No, there will not be another foot of wall constructed in my administration.
During his first day in power, President Biden ordering all wall construction to come to a stop within a week. One of his 17 executive orders he signed on day one. Today, that clock ran out.
I want the border wall to end.
Javier lives in Mission, Texas. He says he and loved ones have waited for this day and admits his relatives cross back and forth illegally for work and family.
A lot of people do that here, yes. Not just my family, but just a lot of people do that here. And I have friends that also have family that do the same thing.
Instead of scrambling and worrying about a bunch of rich people and having 50. And oh, by the way, they already bust them out. They're gone. They said we want everyone. No one's illegal, and they're gone within 48 hours.
Gotti, Ron Don. I mean, I had to end that. I had to end the latest, the highlights, what we're probably going to be covering today with Ron DeSantis. Good morning, folks. Happy Monday here on the Morning Fix live radio show. I'm your host, Macho, and you're in Macho's world here. It is 10:16 Eastern Standard Time here, September 19, 2022, 76 degrees and sunny in New York City. Wow, that was a mouthful. Let me get some coffee here. Oh, I got the fresh cup of coffee. Let's say good morning to everybody from the top, shall we? Barracuda, good morning. How are you? Kai, what's going on? You guys are always here. The faithful are here. Heather, how are you? Mr. Prince, what's going on? What up? Who else is in here? We got Ted in here. What's going on? Howdy, morning. Who else is in here? We got Rita in here. Good morning. How are you? Who else? We got Katie. Shout out Katie. What's going on? Anybody else say good morning? Drop a good morning right in the chat right now so I can give you a shout out. Yeah, there's some I got to have fun with I had the pleasure of having fun yesterday with Keisha and AJ, and it was outstanding. It was impromptu, last minute. I got a text in the middle of the, like, not in the middle of the night. I don't want to be dramatic, but from Mr. Full Service that he wasn't able to do the Sunday show, which he already had given me a heads up, but it was a week early, and there was some adjustments made. But I already had stuff in the chamber that I wanted to cover for today. I just moved it to yesterday. It was no big deal, and I had the pleasure of having Keisha and AJ here because it's Sunday. People are available, and we had a good conversation. In case you guys missed that yesterday, it happened to Simply Sunday yesterday. We had a ball. It was fun. I'm going to get in trouble with Mr. Full Service. We were cussing. We were saying stuff on a Sunday we're not supposed to. And but it was fun. It was a great show. It was light. It was deep. There was a lot of topics we discussed, a lot of hot takes that were said. But man, oh man, if we had Joe Biden's interview on 60 Minutes yesterday, I believe we would have had so much more fun. But instead, we had our own fun all by ourselves, and you guys were here, and it was great to have you guys here, and fun to have you guys here. So I hope everyone had a great weekend. I did. And we're here to start off the week. Let's roll up our sleeves and let's check something out here before we get to the studious mayor of New York City, Mayor Eric Adams. I want to initially go through the coverage of this sit down with the president, Joe Biden, on 60 Minutes. Let's kind of go through it a little, and then we'll kind of jump back and forth here on the Morning Fix Live radio show. Let's expand this page, shall we? Can we look at this a little closer in 3D? All right, here's the sit down last night on 60 Minutes with President Biden.
Summer was going so well for the president, the White House threw a party last week with a concert by James Taylor. Mr. Biden's streak began in June when he signed a bipartisan gun safety law. Then in August, over Republican objections, he signed the largest investment ever on climate change, a minimum tax on corporations, a law to lower prescription drug prices, and student loan forgiveness.
I could care less
But
about all of
Tuesday,
this.
as James will ignite a few controversies.
The story will continue in a moment.
And we're about to get
My
an
friend
ad.
used
Here we go. We don't want an ad here, guys. All right, not on the Morning Fix. We want to get right to it. I don't care about all this stuff here. For goodness sakes. Yeah, I don't care about all the touting, all that stuff. You know we're going to get right to business. They did it on Trump. We're going to do it on Biden. I don't care if Trump gets back into office. We're going to scrutinize the man too. I'm going to look into him, figure him out. And again, like I've said here on this show before, President Trump, former President Trump, is probably the most vetted president. I mean, we know everything about it. He's been investigated. He's been stand the test of time of trials, indictments, even impeachment. So, I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible what this former president went through. I don't even think just off the mental and emotional capability that Joe Biden would be able to survive that mentally and emotionally, and I think it'll break him to the point where he's not healthy. He'll probably not make it. If you guys get what I'm saying. All right, let's look at that sit down.
Mr. President, as you know, last Tuesday, the annual inflation rate came in at 8.3%.
Sure.
The stock market nosedived. People are shocked by their grocery bills. What can you do better and faster?
Well, first of all, let's put this in perspective. Inflation rate month to month was just an inch, hardly at all.
You're not arguing that 8.3 is good news.
No, I'm not saying it's good news, but it was 8.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Wait, did he get defensive? Because when he talked about the pandemic, he was so on laser focus on talking about what he would do that would be better. And then he was really sympathetic to the family that was suffering, to the point where he was like, because of this president, there are a lot of lives that are cost, and if only you would wear your mask, right? Remember? And then he would look into the camera, even during the debates, and would just stare right into them and say, hey, do you want to deal with this? We can save lives. One too many, all that, nonsense that he was doing. Let's check this out even more. And then he gets to, wait, I'm just confused as to how he would get so defensive here, folks. Help me out. Why is he getting defensive? Only up an inch. Only up an inch. It's going in the wrong direction, Joe. It's not declining. It's increasing. Even if it goes up a fraction of the number, it's going in the wrong direction. We want it to come down. You said it was going to come down. Miss Yellen said it was going to come down. Now she doesn't want to say it. Now every economist unanimously is coming together and saying inflation is going to go up. Come on, Joe.
8.2 or 8.2 before. I mean, it's not, I can make it sound like all of a sudden, my God, it went to 8.2%.
It's the highest inflation rate, Mr. President, in 40 years.
I got that. But guess what we are? We're in a position where for the last several months, it hasn't spiked. It is just barely, it's been basically even. And in the meantime.
And the gradual growth, what he's talking about, which is this moron can't really make it out. But what he's talking about is the gradual growth, right? He's implying that there is no jump no, that jump happened before his transition, that spike. Why? Because we threw money into the system. Trump knew exactly what he was doing. He was feeding money into the system temporarily, not long term. This moron comes in, starts feeding more money into the system long term, and then wants to say, oh, don't worry, it's going to come down. This momentary spike in inflation, momentary. And this guy has the nerve to defend that 8.3%, highest in 40 years. Oh, I understand that. Why don't you say sorry to the American people for doing what you've been doing and say, hey, I'm working on fixing it. That's all. At the end of the day, we'll rip you up. We'll say, okay, you're going to fix it. You're going to fix it. Great. No, you're defending your stance. That tells me that the inflation is going to continue to increase. That's what that tells me. It's going to continue to increase. And then want to say it's only a gradual growth, but it's growing in the wrong direction. And many economists are saying it's indicating that it's going to continue going in that direction. I'm telling you, this interview won't age well. I promise you guys. This interview will not age well. Doesn't help giving billions to Ukraine. That's right, Kai. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. And yes, he's always when in doubt. And this is not just to be fair, Kathy, every succeeding president does this. They blame the previous administration. That's political rhetoric right there. That's fair game.
Meantime, we created all these jobs and prices have gone up, but they've come down for energy. The fact is that we've created 10 million new jobs.
Oh, boy. He's still running with that,
We're in a situation where
this guy lost how many jobs? This guy wants to tout about creating 10 million, but no one is honest enough to talk about how he paid people to stay home. For how long? And now people have been home so long they don't want to leave their home. They don't want to work. The jobs are open. They're like, hey, we're looking for the workers. And then he goes, pay them more. Oh, that's how you want to stimulate the market now. You can't put the country in a conundrum and talk about and tell the employers to pay them more because the employers will turn around and go, we're fine. We're okay. We'll struggle, but we're not going to pay them more when we don't have more to pay.
The unemployment rate is about 3.7%, one of the lowest in history. We're in a situation where manufacturing is coming back to the United States in a big way.
That's true. People
and
are
look down the road.
They're
we have
returning back to work too. There's a large number of people returning back to work, so it's going to be that blip. But creating new jobs, come on. I mean, I would even say one. I agree with Financial Times. No president creates jobs, even Donald Trump. But they can definitely hurt the market with their rhetoric. They can definitely hurt the market with what they sign into to legislation. You know what I'm saying? They can definitely hurt it. So we know that.
massive investments being made in computer chips and employment. So I look, this is a process. This is a process.
Really, JoJo?
Is the economy going to get worse before it gets better?
Yes. What?
I don't think so. We hope.
Oh,
we can
I don't
have
think.
it,
Which
say,
one? Which
a
one?
soft landing.
Which one, buddy? Which one? No, or I don't think so. Because I don't think so is leaning like I could be wrong. So let me throw this in there just in case. No, JoJo, we don't need just in case presidents. We need a president that's solid in their decision and is okay to be wrong. Donald Trump was wrong sometimes. And then he turned around and said, okay, I've moved my position, right? It's okay to be wrong. It's part of being a man. It's part of being an adult. It's part of being a leader.
Transition to a place where we don't lose the gains that I ran to make in the first place for middle class folks, being able to generate good paying jobs and expansion. And at the same time, make sure that we are able to continue to grow.
Did he just get lost there?
Tell
Did he just get lost there? I did look at his face. Did he get lost?
Being able to generate good paying jobs and expansion. And at the same time,
look. He just lost his thought. He lost his thought right before our eyes. He lost it. I know it's hard to listen to this, Heather, but let's have fun with it. Look at this. Look at this. He's staring now into the abyss. He lost his eye. Now, this happens to me, but I can easily rebound. I'm young enough to rebound. This guy just lost his thought to the point where now he's looking to the interviewer for some help. Look at this.
make sure that we are able to continue to grow.
And you would tell the American people that inflation is going to continue to decline.
No, I'm telling the American people that we're going to get control of inflation and their prescription.
How can you control inflation, buddy, when you're putting money into the system? It's got to go up to come down. It's got to do that. This is what the previous administration wanted to do, what is called a V-shaped recovery. We were en route of that. We were literally there. The argument could be had that if Donald Trump was in office, that we wouldn't be going through inflation in this number. Why? Because the guy knows the market. This is what sold me on him from the very beginning. Not about the rhetoric, not about the policy. It was about the guy knows the market. And what is the country? What is these United States? A state of commerce, a state that that literally reacts and is proactive on the market. The guy understood this country. He understood the very moral fabric of it outside of its rhetoric. So that's why I was just like, yeah, I can trust that because that guy's going to have a beat on the market. He's going to keep his eyeballs peeled onto the market, which means good for us in the long run, meaning we're going to have big wallets, every one of us. And we're going to feel good about that. There's nothing wrong with that. We're going to be the most sought after country. People are going to be flocking. People are not running in here because of what happened in Jackson, Mississippi, or third world country kind of thing. No, people are running here because we have leaders like Donald Trump. That's why people are running here. They may not like his policy, may not like his posture. They might think maybe he's socially, I don't know. But man, knows how to blow up the market. He does.
Drug prices are going to be a hell of a lot lower. Their healthcare costs are going to be a lot lower. Their basic costs for everybody. Their energy prices are going to be lower. They're going to be in a situation where they begin to gain control again. I'm more optimistic than I've been in a long time.
Really,
Sir,
Joe?
with the Federal Reserve rapidly raising interest rates, what can you do to prevent a recession?
Continue to grow the economy. And we're growing the economy. It's growing in a way that it hasn't in years and years.
How so?
We're growing entire new industries. 695, I think it is, or 85,000 new manufacturing jobs just since I've become president of the United States. Continue to grow the economy and to continue to give hardworking people a break.
How about the Keystone Pipeline? Can we bring that back?
Break in terms of we pay the highest drug prices in the world of any industrialized nation, making sure that Medicare can negotiate down those prices. By the way, we've also reduced the debt. We reduced the deficit by $350 billion my first year. This year, it's going to be over $1 trillion.
How did he reduce the debt? And where are the fact checkers? How the hell? I don't even need to. I'm going to be 100% with you guys. I didn't do the math on this, okay? But it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize when the government is printing money and giving it out and then canceling student loans and then signing these massive, mega legislation deals, okay? We're talking about in the trillions. Let me go back a second. In the billions. And this guy wants to say, "Oh, we've reduced the debt." How did you reduce the debt? How? If you're putting money into the system, signing these sweeping legislation bills, how? Canceling Keystone Pipelines, canceling the building of the wall where you have frozen money, literally frozen funding. How is it that you reduce the debt? I'm trying to understand. I'm confused here.
$500 billion reduce the debt. So to continue to put people in a position to be able to make a decent living and grow and increase their capacity to grow.
To see what he means, we went with Mr. Biden to the Detroit Auto Show last Wednesday. He celebrated his new funding of a network of charging stations for electric vehicles. But the newly crowded convention center brought a different question to mind.
I like how now it's starting to blow up in people's faces because we all know Kuhn. He goes by Mr. Nobody on TikTok. He had a video that blew up about 1.4 million views, probably in counting. And he talks about how like the Ford Lightning just came out full amenities. I mean, fully loaded. Only gave 58 miles to the charge. 58 miles. That's it. That's pathetic. Now you have to recharge that thing. I don't know how long it's going to take. Now you got to recharge that thing. And then someone this morning had a video on TikTok, and that blew up, where this guy got a brand new Tesla and the battery died on him. Now to replace that battery, it's $26,000. To replace the battery of his brand new Tesla is $26,000. Think about that. Now I don't know how brand new, because I'm sure with warranty, I'm sure you'll be able to get a battery. But I think he's probably insinuating that he's beyond that warranty. So anyways, a lot of this is blowing up in their face because the electric car company is not that far yet. Now, we've had electric cars going back into the early 1900s. We've had it. The reason why they didn't continue pushing for it is because it's sustainability. That's the only reason why gas cars just were always sustainable. But now we're reaching for the stars with the angels, saying we need to save our planet. This preservation that humans have now, with saying that if we don't save our planet, it's all doomed for us. We're all doomed. Why does doom and gloom? What happened? We've had civilizations beyond us, before us, did not give a lick of care about our environment. Not a single iota. And do you think they weren't burning things that could have destroyed our ozone layer? You think they were that much careful? How about China right now? Do you think China's that careful with their environmental care and concern? How about places like Thailand? Some of these countries don't care. They don't have any regulatory standard with how they deal with their not only gas cars, but just even in general how they deal with the garbage. Some of these countries don't care. And why should they? In all honesty, to be honest with you guys, I like having a clean country. I do. I like having a clean city. A city is dirty, though. New York City is dirty. But at the end of the day, is it really going to destroy our environment to the extent where it's going to bring the doom and gloom? The doom and gloom is what I'm talking about. Talking about the inevitable ending of life as we know it. We become a country that we're not in God we trust, but can somehow, some way believe in some kind of ending to us, an ending, a proverbial end to human life, to mankind. So I'm just curious. Is like there could be an end to this? How would you know? Was there a start to this? And what origin are we talking about? Right? So there becomes this discussion now, this tug of war. When we really get into this climate concern, now I'm starting to ask questions. Are we getting spiritual here? Are we now is the far left become spiritual to some point to have this blanketed understanding that there could be an end? What end? End of what? End of life as we know? How do we know? The world has, according to some scientists, has ended and started again. Does it mean it truly end? No, it didn't end. It had a life cycle. Some scientists have argued that hey, there was a meteor that hit the world. Hey, there was a fire blaze. Hey, the dinosaurs went extinct, and we just magically appeared. So it starts to weigh in on me, folks, where I'm just like, wait a minute, are we getting spiritual here with this whole climate concern? Are we on the side of the heavens now? Is that where we at? That's where I'm trying to get my head around this stuff. All right, folks, we'll be back after this brief break, this commercial break, guys. All right, folks, we're back here on the Morning Fix Live radio show. I'm Macho, and it's Monday, September 19th, 2022, 78 degrees, 76 degrees, actually, here in New York City. And it's not cloudy at all, actually. It's sunny and bright and beautiful. And I hope everybody's having a great start to their week. I was here covering the Simply Sunday segment here on the Morning Fix, and it was great. It was fun. I got to have time with Keisha and AJ, and we got in all sorts of trouble yesterday because we didn't know how to clean our mouths. Somehow, some way became, we're dabbling on the lines of boundaries. You can't curse on the Lord's Day. So I know I'm going to get a really stiff email, and that's all right. It's warranted. I want to take a quick pivot from the president. We'll be right back with the president, possibly in the second hour. Why? Because in the third hour, excuse me. Today is 3 hours. Today we got 3 hours, folks. Why? because the second hour we have sports hour here on the Morning Fix. So we'll get back to the whole, you know, song and dance with the president with that sit down on 60 Minutes. But I want to take a quick pivot to our boy here, Eric Adams, this moron here. If you guys missed any, I played a segment from Sid Rosenberg from Bernie and Sid and 77 WABC Sound of the Day yesterday. You guys don't want to miss that. You guys don't want to miss that. I played an awesome video. I may even bring it in. I may even bring it in today. It was that funny. It was that funny. It was incredible. But we'll get to that. If you guys really want to hear that sound of the day from yesterday, I'll play it, or you can watch it on replay. I don't know. I'll see what you guys vote on. Thumbs up if you want to hear it. Thumbs down if you're like, yeah, I'm okay. Pass. So just go ahead, take that tally, take that vote in there. If you want to hear the sound of the day that I played yesterday, just put a thumbs up in the comment section. All right, here we go.
Sunday Show, Mayor Adams.
Thank you very much. Good to be with you.
So, Mr. Mayor, the last time we talked, nearly 11,000 migrants had been sent to New York City from Texas. You've not been shy about talking about the strain the migrants have put on city services. Have you given any thought to sending the migrants back to Texas or any place outside of New York City?
No, I don't think that's appropriate, and it just really goes in contradiction to who we believe we are.
I mean, that was an easy layup, right? And first and foremost, who asked a question like that? Hey, do you want to send the migrants back? They're here, right? We're the sanctuary city. As you guys saw that open up the show, they're the sanctuary city. Texas governor or leadership never said we're sanctuary cities. Florida leadership never said they were a sanctuary state, right? So again, these are sanctuary states. You can take them. You have the funding. You could talk to your president about that. We're here. We're going to send them. All right? By the way, Ron DeSantis got the whole entire Florida State Senate to agree with the sending of the migrants. God forbid we send migrants to Martha's Vineyard, where the rich elites are.
Not only as a country, but particularly as a city. This is a city that has right to shelter, and it's a safe haven city as well. We would love to coordinate with our partners throughout the state that feel as though they would like to share in these obligations that we have, but it's going to be done in a coordinated fashion. It is not going to be done in an underhanded way, as you have witnessed from the Florida governor and the governor of Texas.
Mm-hmm. What do you say? Sometimes we hear from Republicans, and certainly in Texas and Florida, that, well, why shouldn't sanctuary cities like New York, Washington, Chicago bear their quote unquote fair share of the burden when it comes to these migrants? What do you say to that?
Yeah. What do you say, Eric?
That argument.
Well, I believe that our legal and moral responsibility of being a right to shelter city is something that we live up to. But this is a sanctuary country. Let's be clear.
Whoa. What did he just say? Whoa. What did he say?
Let's be clear, even if it's not in the laws of each state that we live up to. But this is a sanctuary country. Let's be clear, even if...
Who told him to say that? Who's his press secretary? Who's the people behind the scenes of this guy? Who told him to say that? This is not a sanctuary country. What are you talking about? This is not... No. There is a body of people in Washington, D.C., like it or not, folks, conservative or Republican, Democrat, liberal, progressive, or whatever the case may be. There is a body of people in Washington, D.C. who decides when we are taking in people who are seeking asylum and when they don't. We elect those body of people in D.C. That is the state legislators. That is our representatives. That is our White House. And then we also have the unelected that is elected by the elected, the Supreme Court. So I find it very interesting that you could just go ahead as an elected official to bypass the entirety of that system and say we're a sanctuary country. What? No, we're not. Who told you that lie? And why are you telling that lie to people? We are temperamental when it comes to being sanctuaries. We are temperamental as we should be. We are momentary. We done it when we took in a large amount of Jews from dealing with you know whats. We took in a large amount of Somalians from dealing with their massacres going on, other Middle Easterns. We took Vietnamese into this country as well. We've had several times and pockets of times in our history where we've opened the door. But that door was never just left open. It's, oh, yeah, we're a sanctuary country. Come on in. Don't worry about it. This is the mindset of these Democrats. We are a sanctuary country, therefore just leave it open? What? Are you kidding me? This is crazy to me. This is crazy talk. I would never have a sanctuary home where I'm just allowing anybody just come in my house. What? What kind of security issue? That would be very catastrophic for my family.
If it's not in the laws of each state, this is a country that has always allowed people to pursue the American dream. And if both those individuals will go into their lineage, they will realize that they came from somewhere as well. And they should think and
what does that have to do with dealing with people with integrity? Right? You don't just, there's still some kind of integrity measure. Just because we're all immigrated to this country doesn't mean that you don't have a mechanism to try to vet people on their way in. We have, when you go into the city hall in New York City, there is a vetting process. You have to provide ID. You have to explain why you're here in City Hall. In his own office. This is his office. Before you go to One Police Plaza in New York City, you have to provide identification. You have to specify, or you may need an appointment. When you go to most places in this country, you have to provide ID. You have to be vetted. Who are you? Why are you here? You don't just walk in places willy-nilly. I mean, this is absurd, some of the language, and I feel like they live the contradiction. I mean, this is more severe than the Republicans. This is very severe. The Republicans don't speak this way. They have their own contradictions, but this is severe. You're sitting here telling me that you don't have a vetting process on how to get into City Hall? You can't just walk in there. First of all, there's metal detectors. You can't just walk in there. I'll tell you right now, the City Hall is guarded by an enormous amount of police. If you ever went to downtown New York City and City Hall, there is a police hub at every which way and every exit, entrance, whatever the case may be. You cannot just walk up in there willy-nilly. You're not going to touch Mayor Eric Adams. You're not going to be able to get close to him unless he's out in the street. Not in his office. He has so much protection around City Hall. Man, if the border had that kind of protection, Jesus, we'll be treating people with some respect.
Reflect on that when they talk about treating individuals as we're treating them. But, you know, Jonathan, this is part of the overall attempt to move people away from what these governors have done around the women's right to choose, around gun laws, around some of the erosion of basic human rights that we're seeing. And this is a continuation of that. And I say
gun laws in which that you wanted to enforce and enact into a what? A sanctuary city, calling it a high sensitive city in which high amounts of shootings occur. High amounts of shootings occur. Again, many more contradictions. Now, again, yes, Republicans are very 2A. They do support the Second Amendment. They do want constitutional carry. Do they have shooting incidents? Yes, but they're not talking about taking away the guns in order to control it. They're talking about more law and order, more establishment of law. Where there's guns, there should be laws. And people should respect those laws, honor those laws, have some integrity and accountability, not take away the instrument, not baby people, but treat people like human beings. Who are the most inhumane? The people who want to take those guns away. want to tell you that the border is secure. They want to tell you and be okay, hey, we're laying in our beds comfortable, not have to worry about thousands of people crossing into our state. I was just on TikTok just before I got here. People are saying there is no invasion. I live on the border. There's no invasion. I'm around here. I don't see anything. Really? Why is then your own party speaking against you then? You have Democrats who literally are saying, you have Democrat judges, you have Democrat representatives, you have Democrat senators down at the southern part of the country, literally saying the Biden administration, Kamala Harris, has not talked to us yet. We have a major problem here. We have a major problem here, and we need help. We need law enforcement. We need the finishing of the wall. Why? Because at least they can go to the port of entry. Hey, hell, if they're going to climb their way through that gate, that gives our law enforcement officials time with those drones to apprehend them. But now instead, we can throw away common sense. We can toss that all aside. We have nearly 2 million migrant crossings that we know of. And he's going to sit here and bring political rhetoric. Again, talking about the Republicans making this political. Look at what he's doing. Look at what he's doing.
To them that we can coordinate our way as Americans to deal with this crisis. This is a humanitarian crisis that was created by human hands.
This is a humanitarian crisis that was created by human hands. Really? A humanitarian crisis that was created by human hands. Which one? Which human hands are we talking about? Are we talking about the Republicans, Ron DeSantis? Oh, that's an easy one. That's a scapegoat. Which human hands are we talking about? Because it was their president, Joe Biden, which they refused to scrutinize, who was the one that literally on day one stopped the building of the wall. It was them. Why did they stop the building of the wall? Why would they do such a thing? Right? So that's why I have these thoughts in my head where I'm trying to get to the bottom of it, folks. Why would they stop the building of the wall? Let's get that video clip here that I had earlier. Let's play a portion of that here so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go to that. He said it's a manufacturing crisis.
Americans to deal with this crisis. This is a humanitarian crisis that was created by human hands.
Trump campaigned on build that wall.
So here you go. You're going to see right here, you're going to see what the rhetoric was prior to JoJo taking office. Here's what his agenda was.
Are you willing to tear that wall down?
No, there will not be another foot of wall constructed on my administration.
So not another foot of wall constructed on his administration, which later he contradicts himself and starts building patches of the wall, but again, does not complete it. Here's another thing he did on day one, folks, of when he took office.
First day in power, President Biden ordering all wall construction to come to a stop within a week. One of his 17 executive orders he signed on day one today.
So one of his 17 executive orders was stop the building of the wall. Stop the building of the wall. What does that tell people now? Come on in. To which what? You had Kamala Harris literally say, "Don't come here. Don't come here." This is incredible right here, folks. And he wants to talk about this is a humanitarian crisis manufactured by human hands. This is what Beetlejuice in Chicago was saying, right? Didn't she say that too? So now they're all just taking pages off each other. But I think he needs to look within himself, within his own city, his own sanctuary city. He has to look deep within himself, because how are New Yorkers handling this? How is Mayor Eric Adams handling this?
But first, there are new developments tonight in New York City's migrant crisis. Good to have you with us. I'm Adam Cooperstein. City Hall, according to the Legal Aid Society, admitting they failed to provide housing to 60 men who arrived at a Manhattan intake center in search of a place to sleep. Now, This would be at least the third time the city has failed to provide shelter to migrants in need since asylum seekers started getting bussed here by the governor of Texas.
Oh, what? You're not even. This is not just one. This is only one instance. It gets better, folks.
Advocacy groups, as you'd imagine, they're fired up tonight. They're threatening legal action. And News 4 Government Affairs reporter Melissa Russo is live in the newsroom with the details. Melissa.
Adam, lawyers for the homeless say New York City is under court order to provide beds same day to anyone who needs one. But the Department of Homeless Services has yet to respond to our questions today about why 60 men apparently did not get a bed last night, even though city data shows there are hundreds of vacancies in that single adult shelter system.
They're pouring into the city's shelter system. South American migrants like Nelson Pizarro, who arrived Friday.
The first shelter I went to, they didn't have a bed. They sent me to a second place where they didn't have a bed either.
Nelson says over the weekend, he was bounced from shelter to shelter overnight, unable to find an available bed. He says he slept on the floor for 4 to 5 hours until a bed became available. Migrants tell us they're sent on what feels like a goose chase on buses and sometimes unfamiliar subway trains. It's not a good feeling.
So it sounds like Mayor Eric Adams has to worry about his own city. Why don't you worry about yourself instead of worrying about what other governors are doing? Worry about yourself. And I think it would behoove this mayor, I use that word, behoove, to talk to the current administration about this issue. Put pressure on them. Hey, can we deal with this issue? Can we find some kind of resolve? We can't find some resolve, folks, because why? Why can't we find any resolve? Because they don't want one. They want this to be a problem. Okay? So I'm going to play this clip here in honor of Mr. Mayor Eric Adams. This is the sound of the day that I played here on Simply Sunday yesterday. You guys are really going to enjoy this. This is Sid Rosenberg on 77 WABC, New York.
And now, on the Morning Fix, sound of the day, featuring Sid Rosenberg on Morning Radio, WABC, New York.
3, right?
2. I got 3.
Let's review for the fans out there some of the words that Eric Adams, for some reason, has difficulty saying. Soft, for example. How does that go, Eric? Soft.
We did a soft opening.
Right. Close. Just missing one letter. Then what was the second word here, Lewis?
This one goes back a ways. This one is, I still have the pivot and shift.
Oh, pivot and shift. Right, a T at the end of shift. Sure. How does this go?
We're going to have to continue to pivot and shift.
Shiver, right? Close.
Isn't that what Jewish people
Right, when somebody dies, right? We pivot and sit shiver. And then...
we pivot and shiver. Pivot and shiver.
Yeah, this guy said. And then number 3 was, this is a very difficult word, pathway. Pathway, folks.
Pathway.
What's that?
Pathway.
Right. So now we're going to add one more word to the linguist mayor that we've got out here today. This genius that is Eric Adams. He's yelling and screaming about all the immigration issues, and he's knocking the Texas governor, Greg Abbott. He's knocking the Florida governor, Ron DeSantis, and sending buses to Martha's Vineyard. And again, folks, let me remind you, they get thousands and thousands of these migrants a day in Texas, and we get like 50. And Eric Adams yells and screams, as John Horn once said about what's his name, Evander Holyfield, when Mike Tyson bit his ear. His quote was, "He jumped around like a little bitch." Remember that? It was brilliant.
This right here, it gets better. It gets better.
Yeah, that's Eric Adams when it comes to this migrant stuff. So we've got he's a John Horn.
Like a little Biff.
Like a little bit.
So now we've got word
like
number 4 to add to our Eric Adams dictionary, along with soft, pathway, and shift. Here, Eric Adams is talking about basically how he's going to handle the immigration crisis. Lewis.
This is Keisha's favorite word right here that Eric Adams says.
Adams, cut number 24.
This is the crisis. And during crises, there are 2 types of New Yorkers. There are those who play I got you, stay on the outside and complain, and then there are those who roll up their sleeves and just get stuff done. That's who we are. And anyone who states that this administration does not have a handle on this crisis,
right there. Hold on right there.
must be-
Hold on. All right, stop it right there. Anyone who claims that this administration does not have a hand-do on this situation.
This is Keisha's favorite word right here. Hand-do.
Once again, I'm at a loss. Justin Ellick, Macedonia Bill, Lou Rufino. What exactly does the word hand-do mean?
I think, without context, what I would think it means, hand-do, right?
Yeah, hand-do.
You go to, you go to the bath. This is going to be a little.
I
know we got a couple of massage parlors.
I know
It's going to be a little gross.
Don't even
Massage
go.
parlor.
You don't want me to
A
go.
massage
I know exactly
parlor.
where you're
Yeah,
going.
you get a little poo-poo on your
Play
hand.
it one more time. I think this moron was trying to say handle, of course. Play this one
Oh,
more time,
man.
the Mayor Eric Adams. He's
A hand-do. Guys, stick around, folks. We're about to have Sports Hour. Be back in a jiff.
This is high, boy. Hey, Ross, sauce it up. Day nice, I've been thinking about you. Way you move, ain't no way that I can move on from you. No way. Day nice, when I'm laying in my room, it's a move, man. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I just want you. Oh, I just want you. Oh, don't know what to do. Oh, I just want you. Oh. Night down in my bedroom. I don't wanna think about the shit that I done said to you. Trying to keep you. Drink to the face, I know I couldn't replace it.
Oh, I didn't have my mic on. All right, it's that time. It's Sports Hour here on the Morning Fix. We are ready to talk trash. How we doing, AJ? Look at AJ's face. Look at him, by the way. He's here. Let's blow him up real quick. We got to blow him up real quick here. Let's put him on the big screen.
Good morning.
Good morning. Each chipper this morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right, so I got let's see what we got. The first game here. Wait, whoa. Kyla. We could always talk shit about Kyla.
Yes, we can.
But we'll
Listen,
save it. We'll save
Kyle,
it.
no,
He won.
Kyler won yesterday.
He still didn't play very well. I mean, he had to use
Just
his
because
legs
he
more
won, I
often.
Guess. All is said,
winning is all that
did
matters.
you win? When said and done, did you win? That's what matters.
All right. What about
We'll
this
get
Giants
there by
Panthers
Lamar.
game here?
Ooh, New York was showing up yesterday, weren't they?
I
Oh, New
can't
York
believe
wasn't
I
seeing
can't.
it.
Well, I mean, I had it hit or miss in this game. Oh, already. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this already. Did Seattle win?
Our
I
middle
can't.
fingers are
Say it loud.
Middle fingers are available on a
whatever.
Monday. Yep, not on the Lord's Day. I had actually thought this was a hit or miss game. Wait, what is that? By the way, hold on. Let's blow this up. What is this?
I was just,
Is
What
that a
happened?
jacket like a windbreaker?
it's like a fleece like sweater, and it says
Oh
49ers on the back.
hell no,
It's really
hell
ugly.
no.
It's one of the
The
ugliest jackets I've ever
disrespect
seen
that's
ever.
going on
No.
here.
I
Yeah, that's pretty
know.
terrible.
Okay.
That's
I bought you a
terrible.
matching one.
Oh,
Who, Macho?
You.
so I had this game going either way, anyways. This game here was not so entertaining,
It
but
was
again,
not.
surprising that the Giants won in this one.
Yeah.
But obviously, Baker Mayfield wasn't really successful he wasn't successful in the air because their DJ Moore only had like 43 yards, and
That's
again,
crazy.
there wasn't really much passing going on. What was the overall pass here? If I can see it here, 176 yards for Danny Jones and a measly 145 yards for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Saquon ran 72 yards, 21. By the way, Saquon Barkley, when he was asked what changed about the Giants right now with you guys coming up to a 2-0 start, you know what he said?
What?
We have a coach that before games he likes to rap Biggie in the locker room.
Oh God, really? That's the reason why you're winning now.
No. Sometimes I think they need some coaching to remind them what they should say. Stupid.
Now we playing Big E to get us over that. Oh, please stop it, please.
Okay. Come on now. Kid it, AJ.
Really?
Let's play some
doing?
Biggie.
Is that what we doing in these streets?
Oh my God!
Apparently in the
we
New
could-
York streets, that's what they're doing.
I wish I can play. I wish I can play some of it. I tried to find that post game interview, but I couldn't find it. But anyways, yeah, he said I tried looking for it on YouTube. I couldn't find it, but he did say that on the post game. He was like, "Yeah, I think the environment's changed. We listen to music before the game. After the game, we got a coach that raps Biggie with us." And I'm like, really?
Y'all got lucky. We'll see what happens. This is
Well,
not a team. This is not a team I'm putting my faith in at this point. Like,
yeah,
okay,
but they're
y'all won
playing
2 games.
Dallas. They're playing Dallas next week. I don't know. It
They're
might
playing
be.
Dallas without Dak and a few starters. Okay.
Maybe. It will
They
be
could
as
go.
it
They could go
it won't be
3-0.
eventful. Even if they win, it will not be eventful.
Right. So it's not like you're playing like all the yeah. Okay. Whatever.
So I watched this game. By the way, I watched this game. I still suffer and watch the Jets, and I was thoroughly impressed. I was shocked.
This is
First
the game
off,
they won it
what's
last
that?
week. No, I was just. This is the game they won it last week.
Mind you, Grandpa, look at Grandpa Flacco throwing up another 300-yard game. What the hell is this man taking?
Okay, but he was playing Cleveland.
But he's
Yeah,
younger than Tom
Cleveland.
Brady.
The
What are you
Cleveland
talking about?
defense is no walk in the park, by the way.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
It's okay. It's
Cleveland,
still
remember they got that front rush. Miles
It's
Garrett.
still Cleveland. I hear
All right.
you. Okay.
All
Let's
right.
look at their lineup and who they're playing. Okay. They look
Chubb.
great because of the lineup and who they play.
Nick Chubb didn't run as much as I think he should have. 87 yards on the ground, 17 carries. Kareem
He got a
Hunt,
touchdown.
58 yards. He did. He had 3.
Yeah, 3?
Yeah,
he had 3.
3
Oh
touchdowns.
my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm like, what was I
And-
thinking of? Anyway, go ahead.
I mean, he should have ran a little bit more. That probably would have helped him with the possession control, but their defense fell apart in the second. I mean, to see what Antonio Davis, what's Davis's first name on the Jets there? Let me see this next slide here. Just for reference, I always forget. Corey Davis. Why do I always forget? Because Antonio Davis, I'm thinking of all these other guys. Corey Davis had a huge touchdown late in the game. So the Browns are up. They just scored a touchdown. They're up by 2 possessions. This is late in the game. All of a sudden, the Browns, I guess, thought they won this, fell asleep. Grandpa Joe Flacco throws a deep one over the top for a touchdown. Quick. This was like on play number 2 on their possession. Then they come back after a defensive rush. They come back to score again on them to win the game. I couldn't believe it. This guy, Garrett Wilson, had the winning touchdown. And a bum, no less, had 102 yards on him.
He said a bum, no less. I mean, do you have any?
Yeah, he's a bum. He's a bum.
I mean, you got grandpa, you got a bum. I mean,
well, Flacco. I mean, you're not having the guy winning a Super Bowl, Keisha, right? Joe Flacco. You're not thinking he's going to win a Super Bowl.
Listen, stranger things have happened.
Oh, these first 2 weeks, of course. Amari Cooper, 101 yards. It looks like Brissett should have went to him. Maybe a little bit more too. 9 receptions for 101 yards. That was pretty good in that one.
I'd be feeling bad for these really good players on these whack teams. I'd be really
Exactly. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. It's
it's
yeah.
But isn't that the way it's supposed to happen so that they can even it out? So
I need a Madden team. No, I need a Madden team. I need these players who play to be on a team where they can play. I am so tired of seeing talent be wasted.
Like all on one team, like a super team?
Just on a team that can play, like where they can be utilized, where they shine, like we're like, yes. And now they're just like, oh, they look like mediocre players, like average players when they're not.
Yeah, Amari Cooper, he should definitely not be on the Browns of all teams.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
I mean, once Deshaun is the quarterback, that's gonna be a great connection.
Yeah, well, we got to get there, AJ. We got to get there.
How many games is he suspended? 6.
Yeah, wait,
6.
6.
6. Okay, so let's back that up. He's suspended for 6 games. So therefore,
for getting the extra rubbing tub for an extra hand do.
That part. That part.
We have the hand do.
Do you identify as black?
That was good. Oh my god.
Oh, for an extra hand do. Your boy over there, he's suspended for 6 games for a hand do.
So frustrating.
He must have had like 100 or something of them. How many women came forward on Watson?
I don't even
20 something.
20
It's just frustrating because you don't get to this space in your career to act stupid. Like, just come on.
Unless you're Antonio Brown, he did the same thing too.
But he's like mental. Like something else is wrong.
He's like this, doing that. He's doing that thing like this. You know?
I really missed Antonio. You know, he was great for my fantasy. He was so great for my fantasy. When he was
put
hot,
up some solid numbers. Yeah,
man, every week.
Never take.
What about this? What about this game? What a nightmare this game was! Right?
Oh, this game was
slugfest.
First of all, we have to give Tua his flowers because everyone thought everyone counted Tua out. His first couple of years, it was rough. Now you got Waddle and Hill. Oh, forget it. This is going to be a great season for Miami, and I'm glad they beat this team because this man is overrated. This Lamar Jackson person. I'm tired of it. You have a 1-3 postseason record. You have been nowhere near an AFC championship game, and we're always, oh my God, every season, Lamar Jackson's electrifying. He's the best thing ever. And I'm like, no. So I go into these comments every time I see one of these posts, and I roast these fans, these people who believe in this man. This man is terrible. He's great for the regular season. He is terrible postseason. I don't care.
Well, they call him Baby Vic.
And here's why they didn't win, because they got comfortable. And that defense, we got this in the bag. We got this in the bag.
Yep.
Wait a minute. You got Waddle and Hill on that field with you. You might as well just no. And then Lamar, here's the thing, dude. I'm not a hater. Let's be very, very clear. What I want to see is a deep postseason run and maybe a Super Bowl appearance, and then I can get on the train. But I'm not getting on with a regular season person who does well in the regular season and they choke every single time they get to the postseason. I'm good. I'm good. And you didn't even make the postseason last year. And I don't hear because he was injured. If the team was that good, he would have made it.
Tell us how you really feel, AJ.
Facts. But they call him the baby Vic, though. You know, he could run, he could
Okay,
throw.
yeah.
I mean, he threw for more yards. He's throwing for more yards than I anticipated. This one, 318 yards. No interceptions.
We went
No
right.
interceptions.
See, I said gay. I see what we did here. See what we did here. You know, this is the thing. You know, Tua was no scrub yesterday, so I'm not gonna.
We haven't even touched Tua yet. We haven't even
and give Lamar Jackson all the roses. I'm not doing that. Tua was no scrub, and the fact that they came back in the third quarter against a good Ravens team, they're a good team. I'm not gonna say they're not, but you came back in the third quarter against this team. You balled out. You beasted out. You threw 2 bombs to Tyreek Hill, 1 to Waddle, and we're just gonna be like Lamar Jackson was great. No, not doing that.
I mean.
Okay, maybe we should just move on. On to
I kind of like
the man
this
who
AJ.
does deserve the
No,
flowers.
I like this AJ that he's coming at Lamar over here.
Nobody did.
I'm not sold.
No,
I'm not sold
listen.
on him either. I'm not sold
Okay,
on Lamar either.
We know the truth, right? We know the truth. These black quarterbacks, that's what they do.
Oh, see, and then we make it that right because we're both black. I'm supposed to be like on his side automatically, but I'm like, Tua is no
Do you
white
identify as black?
Can't do it. That's my joke.
Yo.
They're both black. Like, what the hell? What are we talking about here? Like, we're gonna be on one. We're gonna be against someone.
You know, Lamar is more black.
Yes, that part.
Why? Because he got the braids. He got the braid, and this one over here, Tua got the jerry curl.
He got darker skin. You know, he's more.
He got Soul Glow over there versus my man. You know, with the braids. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got Becky with the good hair, and Lamar does not.
I just noticed that Miami has a quarterback of color and a coach that's, you know, biracial but looks white.
Yeah, they do. 469 yards.
Is this
469
Lamar, are
yards.
these Lamar's numbers?
No,
that's Tua.
Oh, okay. I was about to say. Go ahead.
And 6 TDs, but 2 interceptions though. Are we worried about that, AJ?
No. But did he win the game?
He did.
Okay. And then he won it when it mattered. That was the point. You know, he didn't just like walk in the house and was like throwing up bombs. You know, he played good through the whole game. But the point is, he won it when it mattered. And then he did. And also, when you have great coaching, who's understanding that people are getting comfortable, because this is what happened to the Falcons in that Super Bowl against the Patriots. They got comfortable. You started believing in your own hype. You didn't believe for one moment that Tom Brady had the skill set to come back from a 28-3 deficit, and he did. So, you know, here's the thing: you in it all 4 quarters, or you gonna fizz out. But
it's looking like that this entire season. You got to be in it all 4 quarters because how many games we seen go to the last drive now?
Oh yeah. But that's
well,
football.
and not only
That's
that,
real
look at the difference too. Even though he threw 2 interceptions, he still had 6 touchdowns.
6.
Lamar only had 3, and he didn't even throw a pick. So what does that
can
really
I say how beautiful? Since we're on the Lamar hate train, I just want to point out this moment on 4th and goal when they thought they got in on 3rd and goal, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And then on 4th and goal, they tried to do it, and then they fumbled. Oh, Lamar.
Oh my God, the hate is real this morning. Wow.
Real.
And it looks like Lamar's still using his legs. 119 yards for 9 carries. He's, you know, but he still threw for 3.
A little slower, but he was still running.
But you know what, though? How do you run that many yards, pass that many yards, and still lose?
Yeah,
Come on now.
I
Come on now.
I don't know. Their defense is
No,
Yeah.
you ran over 100 yards. You
Mhm.
threw for over 300 and you lost.
You
Where were
lost.
you running to?
To quote Shannon Sharp, you lost that game.
You lost. In running step, you
I
lost.
mean, look
Okay.
at this. Look at this. Tyreek Hill, 190 yards. Waddle, 171 yards. Holy
Yes.
smokes. 2 touchdowns apiece. Those guys are eating nice.
But I'm like, you try to double one, but the other is like, it's like just pick. You're gonna get burned either way.
I mean, this was a complete slugfest because look at Rashad and Andrews. We have
Yes.
108 yards, 104 yards, both, and they both split a touchdown too. I mean, this was
Yeah.
a complete slugfest. It was entertaining.
And might I add, people said that Tua did not have a deep ball, and he proved that wrong
Yes,
this
Oh,
he
week.
I
did.
Put his
saw
money
that.
over.
I
Yes,
saw
he
Put
that.
his
did.
money
Yeah.
over several
My
times over.
brother is a Miami Dolphins fan. We're actually going to the game in December at Levi when the Niners play
Hey,
the Dolphins. I'm so
nice.
excited.
In
I hope
December, you
Miami
said?
continues to have a great season. My brother has been a fan his whole life, and the poor thing, he just really has had no success. So
I
I'm
can't
happy.
pray for
Hopefully
the
we win it.
Dolphins' success. I can't pray for their success. I'm a Jet fan, so
Well, it sucks to be you,
Well,
yeah.
with this
So,
but it's my
Trinity,
brother.
I can definitely see a great. I mean, they've had good seasons and just barely missed the playoffs for the
Yes.
last 3 seasons, but I think they're definitely in this season.
Yeah,
oh
it's
yeah,
exciting.
oh
It's
yeah. The
exciting.
Jets don't have a shot.
And it
I
was a
think the
great game to watch too, because like you said, AJ, they won when it mattered.
Oh my God, Macho, please stop trying to make fetch happen.
who
The Jets, the Jets, the Jets, the Jets. Nobody's excited about the Jets, but you, bro.
Jets, Jets.
AJ,
Someone's
it's
got
his
to
show.
root for
We're
them.
just guests, so
At
we
the
have
end,
to.
at the end of the day, Bears fan. No matter what kind of team you got, I don't have to watch them to still be a fan. But I've been
Okay, I
watching
don't
them.
even know how you could be a fan for somebody who doesn't even have a team. Like they're not even a team. They're just here.
And let's be very, very clear.
Here we
I
go.
still keep the Jets
Here we go.
schedule in my calendar, but I'm not
Oh.
watching the damn games. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still a
Yeah.
fan though.
Oh,
Still a
of
fan.
what? What are you a fan of exactly?
I mean,
The hope, the
Jets.
That's a
wish,
good question. You know
the
what? That's a
hope.
really good question. Like, what are you a fan of?
I mean, here we go.
Don't
This is
don't
not
drag it
about
out.
me. This is not about me. I know my team is trash.
Okay, then what is it? What are you a fan of? Trash? You like
I'm a
trash?
fan. I'm a fan of the organization. I don't know what's going on. We've hit a
Oh
bump.
my God.
We've hit
You're
a
a fan
bump in
of
the
an
road.
organization that produces trash. That's cute.
Yeah. Right now, we're producing trash. Yeah.
Okay.
Listen,
But
I
we
believe
had a few good years. You know, we were making some noise.
there are times
When
where I believe in Salah. I believe he was a good addition, but then I look at Salah and I'm like, are you just here for the check, or are you here to actually build a team? So I'm still not sold on.
How is he gonna build a team when he's got this in front of him?
Wait a minute. Who they pick in the draft? I mean, they were high up there, so they had a good pick.
They got a guy named Sauce Gardner.
On that
you're a
name
fan.
alone.
But you're a fan. I mean,
What
that's
is he, a
really all that
lineman?
matters.
Do you
Is he a
identify
lineman?
as black? No, it's a serious question because you might.
No, it's a serious question.
I had to.
Oh,
Oh,
Alan West is a better man than me because I would have lit her up in that moment. But go ahead.
Oh, there's more to that video. I
I'm
just haven't
sure.
played all of it yet. Bad break for Mr. Trey Lance here. Bad break.
Speaking of
he
trying to
broke
make
his
fetch
ankle.
happen, this is another example of trying to make fetch happen. They traded up for this man for no reason. I was
No
like,
reason.
Jimmy G is your quarterback. Face reality, and he's not a scrub. They want Lamar Jackson-esque type of QBing, and you're not going to get that from Jimmy G. He is very much of the school of Tom Brady. He's very much of that pocket passer quarterback, efficient, will get the job done, but you're not coaching him because you don't believe in him. And so now he starts messing up.
I don't think it's
You
that. I really
start
think
messing
this
up, and
is.
you start blaming him for why the team is messing up, but it's really y'all, the front office, that are messing this up because you have the talent in house. You just have to utilize it.
Yeah,
Come on, AJ.
I think something else is going on because I looked at the graphic that what's this guy Van Pelt put up last night. When
Mhm.
Jimmy G is in the starting rotation, They're 34-14 with him as quarterback. Why'd you make him the backup? I'm assuming it's not about believing in him, AJ. I think it's the culture of the NFL has changed, and they're tired of having white quarterbacks. I said it.
That part,
I said
that
it.
could be.
Well, look, here's the thing. Like, if you're talented, if you have the skill set and you're competing with black quarterbacks and you are comparable and everybody on that level is comparable, then it shouldn't be a black-white thing. It should be a did you get the job on your actual skill thing. And Jimmy G, for me, earned that job 2 seasons ago.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Like
We've been
I
to the championships. We've been to the Super Bowl with Jimmy G. So
yeah.
I
And
don't
it was
know.
a good
I don't know.
good Super Bowl. It wasn't like it was terrible.
Well, that's another moment where the team got comfortable, thought they won.
That part.
Well, Jimmy G did his job. Jimmy
Right, Jimmy
Garoppolo, he
G
did
was
his job.
efficient in that. He was efficient in that Super Bowl, and so it wasn't his fault. But we love to
So
blame.
how do you justify going for Trey Lance and then starting him immediately? I don't know how you justify
You don't
this.
justify it. You say we want this young up and coming quarterback. They like this this
black,
run game. Okay,
black.
well, pretty nice hair, black quarterback. But I also think that like for us personally, I mean, we haven't been together since we did that.
No.
Kaepernick. Oh,
Move that graphic, please. Move it. I can't do it.
I had to get him with the Jets jersey. Same old Gino. Same old Gino.
Oh my gosh. I was ugh.
I want you to see this, AJ, right here. Because you said I was hating. I told you so. There's something wrong with this man. He's lightning in a bottle. That's it.
That was painful to watch yesterday.
I mean, even if you look at the first game, he didn't score in the second half of that game against the Broncos. So it had nothing to do with him. It was a defensive game. It wasn't Gino who really won the game. He contributed, but he wasn't the overall factor as to why they won that game.
Right.
But yesterday, well, here's the thing. As soon as Trey Lance went down, I said it's over for us because Jimmy G knows this team, and even though it's a new Seahawks, he knows Coach Carroll and the coach. They know what's coming.
Yes.
Oh, please! It was over once Jimmy G stepped up. It was on and popping. But we have a great cornerback named Michael Jackson, who of all great names to have, who pulled off the one score we got.
What was the controversy in this game? Wasn't there something towards the tail end aside from the interception?
I know there was a call early on that should have counted against the Seahawks that they didn't count, that the announcers kept bitching about. But I mean, it wouldn't have swayed the game either way. But I don't know. Towards the end, I'm not sure. I don't remember anything off the top of my head.
Well, just so you know, there were 9 penalties against the Seahawks.
Oh, that was terrible too. And I mean, when it mattered, like we're on 3rd and like 9, and y'all messing up right now. Like this is literally the chance to get back on the field. Really?
Yeah. Well, 4. You figured 4 of them were pass interference called on the corners. So I don't know, but I'm just gonna say this. I said yesterday that we were gonna spank that ass, and we did just that. We spanked that ass.
I wouldn't go that far as a spanking. It wasn't a spanking.
This coming from a Jets fan. This coming from a Jets fan.
This wasn't a spanking. This was a slave whooping. That's
I'll identify as black. No, it's a serious question because you might not identify.
Look at her.
Can you please put the mic? Thank you. Okay.
When I walked into the room,
I am not done with my question.
Whoa.
Oh, young lady.
I'm just asking you to listen to me.
And I'm about to answer the first question.
But I didn't finish my question.
Okay.
And you won't.
Yeah, I'm black.
Can I just also say that we want to know how great the Seahawks are playing? They have had 6 consecutive quarters without scoring.
6? How you feel about that, AJ? How you coming to terms with that? Silence. It's all right.
You know, the one
What's the
thing about
backup quarterback there in Seattle? What's that backup
Well,
quarterback?
he should have been QB1, Drew Lock.
Drew Lock. Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
okay.
Drew. Get Drew.
Oh,
in
I gotta
there.
find. Speaking of that, I gotta find that Martin Sheen moment in my favorite movie. You get that white boy out here.
Is that who the backup is in Seattle? Okay.
Good old Drew boy. Get Drew boy. Get that white boy
What
in
happened to that
there.
white boy?
I'm gonna make my way down to the stadium one day this week and pick my
But I mean,
brother
we
up
were
the hat.
also thinking that when Gino won the job, that it was a black thing. So at least I was thinking that. I was like, okay, because if you saw the preseason, Drew Lock clearly outperformed Geno Smith, but for some reason Geno got the job, and I was like, maybe there's something in practice we didn't see. You know, we're not there all the time. We're just there for the show.
Right.
So I was like, and then Geno.
You know the thing is though, even watching these games this weekend, I don't feel like we're seeing great football just yet, right? We're
Right.
seeing some good games, but we're not really seeing great football.
Right.
And I think it's frustrating, right? So like I didn't imagine that the Seahawks and the 49er matchup would look like it did yesterday. Like I was kind of disappointed. Like, really? How did Geno not score? How did he not throw a touchdown? How does that happen?
He didn't
Like
right.
Like
It was
not
awful.
six,
That was
six
awful.
consecutive quarters without scoring. So you mean the ball possession that the 49ers had was incredible. So you just gonna run the defense into the ground because the ball possession that we had that we held on to, you can't keep your defense on the field like that and expect them to continue to perform. The injuries are going to be off the
Correct.
charts if that continues. What the hell's going on? You can't do 4 and outs and all. Man, I listen to because I live in Washington, so you know they was talking about them Seahawks like a dog.
I
And I
could
was like, well,
imagine.
that's what happens when you get rid of your talent because you're crazy. What do you expect? You thought Geno was going to be your black savior? Didn't work.
Well, why did the marriage end with Wilson? Why did he want to leave too? He wanted to leave.
Because
He wants to win.
He wanted more. Well, he wanted to win, and he wanted more control. He wanted more say in the play calling, and the strategy and the schemes. But they wouldn't let him. Coach Carroll was not letting up. He wouldn't let him.
Mm-hmm.
And look at what and
himself.
you know what then you know what's crazy about that? I feel like as a head coach, if you have respect for your QB who's performing, you have that chemistry, why wouldn't you allow that? Let's sit down, let's talk about last week. Let's watch the film together. He's on the field. But you know what? That's the problem with Carroll. He's old, set in his ways, and Seattle needs to revamp across the board because their season is going downhill rapidly because their coach is a possession whore.
I mean, but Denver, if you look at Wilson, his game wasn't at all good yesterday. 219 yards.
Did he win? Did he win? Did he
He
win?
did.
Oh.
Yeah, he did. I mean,
Okay.
I'm just saying though, it just didn't look good.
Well, okay, so let's not bang on Russell like that. Okay. We all know it's not easy coming into a new team. We all know it's not easy when you've played with the same players, the same coaches, the same staff for years and years and years. It's very hard to get that timing and the chemistry good, right? So Russell, even though it's not there quite yet, you can see it already changing. You can see it evolving. You can see it improving. Geno was so busy hollering on the field last week playing Russell.
They wrote me
that
off.
his
They wrote me off.
balls, yeah, his balls was a little swollen and hanging low, and then we came and stepped on it. Okay, that's what
Yeah.
happened in Seattle. Because
Yeah.
if Geno had stayed humble, because you know he was on the hype from beating Russell, you know he lost his mind, we wouldn't have been there. Now look,
Right.
there he is.
There you go. There he is. Hold
He was
on.
hollering at
Hold on a
when he played
second.
Denver.
Same old Gino. Same old.
Geno. Yep, and he was hollering when he was playing last week against Denver. He was all hyped up, right? He was doing all that.
He was
was doing all
hooting and
that.
hollering. He was
What do
like,
we do?
he
What
was
do we
like,
do? We
yo,
came in and we
Daddy
went,
here now.
wow,
He's
right in
acting
his
like
chest.
Yeah, look, he's like, Daddy's here now. Look, he was like, Daddy's here now. Yeah, look who's here. Look who's here. Frankie's here. What up, Frank?
What up? You know what else is really interesting too, and I believe this wholeheartedly. Had that been Russell, and when Lance went out on that injury, he would have monopolized on our throw off, right? That our game was now off because our QB was out, like on an injury. Russell would have came in and he would have run that. He would have taken advantage of it. Gino, on the other hand, couldn't even make. How do you have? Let's reflect again. 6 consecutive quarters without scoring.
Well, does a defensive score count?
No, that's a
defensive score.
Okay. The defense does not count, AJ, because your defense is technically really not the scoring side of it, but okay.
It doesn't reflect in the offense column. That's for sure.
Of course, I know. I'm trying by any means necessary.
Okay.
I mean, Tyler Lockett had a pretty good game. I don't know what happened with DK Metcalf. Maybe they double teamed the mess out of him.
Of course, they always do.
I mean, but with Tyler Lockett on the other side, how you
Tyler
double team
Lockett
DK?
He's one of the most underrated wide receivers in this game, and it's because he's just not controversial. He don't really care. He just shows up, does his job.
He stays quiet. Yeah,
Right.
Metcalf is the controversial one over there.
Right.
Okay, so even speaking of Metcalf, did you see he couldn't play well because I think he's also frustrated that Russell's gone. But his temper
He's
tantrums
very
like a
frustrated.
2-year-old.
Did you see his tweet? Did you see his tweet after the first game to
No, what
Russ?
he-
One of the greatest player I ever played with.
See?
And it was Russ. And Russ.
Well,
was
they had a
him.
serious a connection.
Right.
They were like dating each other. I mean, that's how close they were.
But think about that though, right? So like now you put Metcalf in a situation where he knows his quarterback is whack.
Right.
He knows he's weak. He can see the errors that are unnecessary on the field. I would be frustrated as well. The way the Seahawks played yesterday was, I'm sorry, unacceptable. There was absolutely no reason for them to look the way they did offensively, because if the defense did not hold this down, this would have been like 999 to 0.
Oh my gosh, it would have been a blood. I mean, it was already an ass whipping. It would have been a bloodbath.
Yes,
Well,
I'm
that's
serious.
that's Pete Carroll's defense right there. That's how
No,
he is.
no, listen, don't give Pete that much credit. Stop, because you know what? The reason why the Seahawks are where they are is because of Pete. Let's be clear. They're here because of Pete. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Wait, they're in the predicament they're in because of Pete. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the
Why
fact.
you're 70 years old. Is this really the time to rebuild a team? Like, you got more sunsets behind you than ahead of you. So like,
you got a
But
Joe
you're
Biden
rebuilding
over
on
there.
ego. But you're rebuilding on ego.
That too.
Seattle has always been solid. They've
Right.
always been a solid team, right? So
Right.
whether they were winning the Super Bowl or not, the team itself has always been a solid team. They showed up, they performed. I mean, there's very few things we can look back even in the past 5 seasons and be like, what in the actual. And I mean, as a 49er fan, we've met them many times in the championships. Like, we've seen them. So they continue to show up year after year after year after year. Now, because Pete should be in the grave, he's still running up and down on the field chewing wads of gum. And because of him is the reason now we're seeing this pathetic. I'm sorry, but the franchise in Seattle has never looked this bad. So I don't care what anyone says. It is because of Pete. They are here.
Right.
And the only reason why they played so well season after season is because they held their team for the most part together. For the most part, they have the same core of players throughout. And then now you're going to get rid of the person that your team respects, their leader, their quarterback.
And
For
Wagner
what?
got rid of Wags too. Bobby Wagner.
Exactly. Yeah.
It obviously this didn't bode well for Bill Belichick when he did it with Tom. This is not going to bode well for Pete Carroll when he's doing this now to Russell Wilson.
And I'm glad. And you know what? I want to see Russell succeed, period. He deserves it.
Yeah, I agree.
Cincinnati.
What it are we? Should we be worried about JoJo over here, Mr. Burrow?
I mean, I thought they invested in the O line. What happened? Like I thought,
He
I
could
thought, I
not. He
thought
could not stand back there and set
I'm
his
like, he
sights.
literally cannot go through his progressions because he's about to get killed, and so so, so it's not his
And did you
fault.
see how bad Carson Wentz took it
Yes.
yesterday too?
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes.
Oh my lord!
Yes.
I mean,
Wow, from the Lions, no less. The Lions.
never underestimate everybody trying to eat.
Who's this guy, Aiden Hitchinson? Who is that guy? I never heard of him before. He got like 3 sacks yesterday. For
Yes.
goodness sakes! Holy
No,
smokes!
and
I'm like, wow. Can
Carson's
someone
injury
put a
prone.
body in front of Carson Wentz, please? Jesus, they're gonna kill him.
Like, who the hell is protecting you, dude? But yeah, Joe, I mean, we had these issues in the playoffs last season. We had the issue in the Super Bowl with protecting
Yes.
him. And I
Yes.
believe if he was actually protected, he would have performed so much. He probably would have won that Super Bowl if he was protected well. But when you literally have like, an eighth of a second before a 300-pound man is running at you, yeah, you're not going to do so well. And
There was a
hopefully
point.
he doesn't
There
get
was
injured.
there was a point in time in the fourth quarter. Joe Burrow had to call a timeout because he had a 5 wide. One, why would the coach do that? He had a 5 wide empty backfield. He would have gotten obliterated.
That part.
He was in a gun, mind you. He was in a gun formation, 5 wide. The minute he would have touched that football, he would have been on the ground.
Exactly. I'm like,
So he's like, I'm not doing this. I'm not I'm not doing this play. Sorry, coach.
Well, and you know what's interesting also about the game that they continued to call those types of bad plays,
that's what
recognizing
Seattle
what was
did too.
happening.
Seattle kept
Mhm.
calling those shotgun plays too. And I'm like,
Yeah,
what are we
recognizing
doing?
what was happening on the field. No adjustments were being made. It's just like, oh, we're just going to keep going down the same rabbit hole because it's working.
This is why Tom Brady is Tom Brady. He
Fact.
never does that. He never. No, I'm not running that play. Why would I run that play when I just got killed? You want me to get hurt like that? No. And
Right, but
that
the difference between Tom Brady and everyone else is generally where Tom plays, Tom is respected. So if Tom calls an audible, if he looks out on the field, he's like, oh, just not going to be able to do it. It's a respected thing. Most coaches don't allow their quarterbacks to do that. It's like, I called this play, run it. So that's why you see a timeout, right? Because he's like, yeah, nah, that's not good. Timeout.
Yeah, and I'm
Because
glad.
if he could
I'm
just
glad
make
he
the
did it.
call on the field, if he can make that call on the field, he would have just stepped back up. He would have changed it, and they would have known, like, oh, that's not what we're doing. They don't allow that.
He had no man back there to protect him, just the O-line. And you can tell clearly when he called that timeout late, 5 wide, he doesn't trust that O-line at all.
Oh, hell
And
no.
why
I
should
mean,
he? And
hell
why should he?
no. Y'all been
I mean,
fucking me up.
he had no chance. He had no chance to set his feet and to be able to throw that ball deep. That's why it was bad. This guy Cooper Rush, the backup quarterback for Dak, he didn't look too bad. He didn't look
Oh
too
my
bad.
God!
He's
Did
not
he
bad
look
at
good?
all. But I'm
Mm.
listen, Cowboys fans, listen up, listen good. The season's over. It's over.
Here we go. Look
Yeah,
at
they
this.
won. It was cool. You won
Look
by
at
a
this. Look
hair.
at this. Look at this.
But
Look at this. Look at this.
every time they win a piece of a game, we're going to the Super Bowl. No, you're not. So the season's pretty much over. But continue to root for your team, love them. We need the
AJ, they're in
commerce
the
and
NFC. They're in the NFC. Just want to remind you that.
NFC East.
NFC East. That right there is one of the worst up and down divisions
Yes.
in the entire league.
Exactly.
You never know. You never know
Exactly.
with that NFC
You know what I
East.
think sucks about the Cowboys, really, truly, is that every season, as much money that is dumped into this stupid team.
America's team.
Nothing. Who? What America?
And Jones, and
What
mind you,
America?
Jones did not want to invest in Zeke. Jones did not want to put money in Dak. Now, do we see why?
Well, you could have invested in Zeke. You didn't have to pay him what you paid him. Like
Right.
that was just ridiculous. You paid a running back what? No.
Here's the problem when you do that. When you input that kind of money into one player,
Right.
it leaves gaps and holes in other spaces where you need, right? The
Sure. Yeah.
problem with
Absolutely.
football is we can't have one superstar running on the field. If your quarterback isn't protected, then what good is the quarterback? If
Right.
your running back is not getting a hole to run through, what
Mm.
good is the running back? So
Yeah. Zeke
ultimately, at the
has
end of the
no
day,
shot running.
nothing. You can go sit in their $50 billion stadium. That is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
50.
It
That
is
is sick.
beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
53 yards, Ezekiel Elliott. That is a disgrace.
That part. Okay, but okay, where's he running? Think about it.
He's running into walls.
That part.
He got no shot. He has no chance. The minute he grabs the ball up, he's got to do a move. He's got to get it.
But that's also still not his fault. If he doesn't have lanes, like that's not his fault. Like
Right.
that's the point of the O line is to create the pattern. Y'all, we practice this every week.
Right.
So if he has nowhere to go, I mean that's really not his fault, is it?
But if you look at the entire Cowboy franchise, it's always been 3 or 4 people who make it a team. It's so like I don't understand the kind of money that is pushed into that franchise, why they haven't won a Super Bowl. Like I don't even understand it. Like it doesn't make
Here's the
sense to me.
thing. Last season was the team. That was the team. That was their Super Bowl team.
And look
And
what
the
happened.
front
And look what
office messed
happened.
that up. The front
Yes.
office messed that up. That was it. That was that team. That was the team that should have been in the Super Bowl last year.
I
I
don't know how
like this
anyone can
guy,
be a Dallas
Noah
fan at this
Brown.
point.
I like him. Five receptions for 91 yards. I like him a lot. I'm looking that T.
Okay, but even
Higgins
look
is
at
going to
that.
get
Stop.
better.
Look at that. 91 yards, 5 receptions. Drop passes.
Wow.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. If y'all don't stop this madness right now, hold on. Pump your brakes. 5 receptions for 91 yards. Those are like these. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What is that?
Hey. He was no, Keisha. He averaged 18.2 yards per reception.
Okay. If we
That's
go
not a
back,
drop pass.
no, if we go and look at all 5, okay, I think 4 were drop passes and 1 was decent. And you know what? He got drop passes and ran for the miles. So it was a drop pass. Okay. Don't talk
Exactly.
crazy just because I'm a girl.
How
And
many
then
yards
he
after catch, right?
Thank
Yeah, right
you.
here. How many yards
Then
after
he-
catch? Yeah.
Then he ran.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Try
hopefully the
again.
Bengals, hopefully they can fix what their problem is. I don't see them fixing their problems, which is their O line.
It's too late. It's too late to fix it. The season
I
hasn't done. You better go back to your practice people that you're paying $300,000 a year to be in the stadium, and you need to reevaluate. I'm telling you right now, you don't come off of the Bengals season that they had
Right.
to play like this. This is stupid.
I'm like, we're still not able to protect our Super Bowl franchise quarterback at this point. Like,
Yeah.
you really think
You're gonna get him hurt. He's gonna get hurt.
he's going to get through 17 games like this? He's not.
No,
He's physically
he's gonna
not going to be able to get through it. He's going to get severely injured.
badly too, by the way. And do we think also I don't think the Cowboys have a chance to beat the Giants next week. Now, that could totally turn on me right there as I say it, but I think Danny Jones and the Giants will probably edge the Cowboys next week. Giants defense doesn't look too bad, looks pretty decent. And I think they're gonna win that game. They're gonna be 3-0. The Giants gonna be 3-0. Can you
You know
imagine
what,
it?
though? I'm not surprised. We've seen the Giants play well before. It's not like it's never happened. Like I mean,
I'm not sold on the white Michael Vick yet. So
okay. Okay. I guess that sums it up.
I had a tackle of the week for me first. Before we get to the catch of the week, my favorite tackle came from seeing Travis Kelce getting lifted and
Oh, that was
slammed
beautiful.
down.
Oh, that was
Yo,
beautiful.
I was like, yo, what's this man's weight class? How did he lift that big ass man and throw him on the ground like that?
Adrenaline.
Right at the goal line too. By the way,
Adrenaline.
that's the tackle of the week for me.
Like, you're gonna try that one more time.
Okay, and he came at that with a vengeance. He was
Oh
like, "Oh,
my
I got something for
God.
you, homie." It was like he had been beat up on the schoolyard by him, and he was like, "Not today. I've been
Not today.
training. Not today.
Not today,
I got
Spade.
something
Not
for you."
today.
You thought you was coming this way? Okay, watch this. I'm not mad though. I'm not even mad. He was like, "Hello, let me do something. Let me bench press you."
Yo,
wait.
lifted the man. The disrespect was lift and drop. I was like, wow.
And then
Wow.
dropped you gracefully. Like he dropped you like
and was stood over him like, stay there.
Yeah,
Stay
and
there.
stepped over like,
Yeah.
yeah, I did that.
That was wow. So that was my tackle of the week there. What did you guys see any tackles I haven't seen?
No, that was it. That was definitely it for me. When I
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
mean, just the replay of that.
I know.
I
And
wish
you know what?
I
It's
wish I
fun to watch
could.
it,
I
like,
wish I could
over and
replay it
over.
right now.
Right.
It's fun to
Can
watch
you-
it like over and
Can
over.
you play it without the audio, or is that a thing too?
It's I think it's just a brand. That's
Okay.
why that people get hit with the copyright.
Oh, with the
issue.
logo, all the logos, and
Maybe we
Yeah.
should reach out to them and see if we can get some like limited usage.
Be like, hey guys, we like to play your product and talk shit about it. Is that possible? I don't know.
Yeah, because even like the bigger shows don't play a lot of the clips, and it's probably because
Nope.
they cost an arm and a leg to like play them. And I was
All
like,
these American franchises don't play around. NFL,
Well,
MLB.
that's okay. I can look. I know that the owners of the Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals. So maybe I could just reach out and be like,
of all teams,
No,
but
no, just
Kyler ain't
so maybe when they but maybe when they play somebody like where we can just be like, okay, can we use that?
right. Well, I don't think I want to see the because they meet Seattle twice, so I don't want to see that. I'm good.
You sure? AJ, listen, I'm not giving up on the Seahawks.
I'm not
hoping
either. I mean, they play
play
the Falcons at home next week, so we'll see what
Who
happens.
had
I'm
a
a
harder
49er
time? Who had a harder time on the O line? Carson Wentz or Joe Burrow?
Ooh, I would probably Carson.
Carson had a tough
because at
game.
least even despite everything, Joe Burrow got one touchdown.
Yeah,
Carson. Damn. I wanted to get into real quick. Did you guys see the little brawl that happened with
I loved
Tampa
it.
Bay and
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it, and it was and this is why Tom Brady's a genius. He played the classic political game on them as he got them riled up and emotional, so they could start messing up. And so he was like, Mike, you know what you got to do. Mike was like, darn it. Okay. So, Lattimore and Mike already had an issue. So they've had an issue for a while. So all it took was one moment. And then, of course, the whole thing blew up. And I was waiting for it because they were touching a lot. Again, it was like, when we going to get there? Okay, we got there. Both ejected. Mike don't care. Lattimore don't care. Everybody like, whatever. Brady was like, great. Now we ready.
yeah, it looked like it was about to get serious.
First touchdown. As soon as he was done, first touchdown.
And it was a deep one too. It wasn't
Right.
even like, oh, I'm gonna throw a little short wheel route. No, he threw it deep.
Right.
Mind you, Jameis Winston threw a deep pass first, undercut his receiver because he had the guy out there. And then Tom looked at him, was like, I got this. I'll show
That's
you
all
something.
you got.
Yeah, I got this. Stop. Stop.
Jameis
I don't
turned the
know.
ball over how many times yesterday? 4 times, 3 times, 4 times? Something like
Same
that.
old Jameis.
Yeah, as much as I want to hate Tom Brady, that man. Wow.
He laid the trap and they walked right into it.
Yeah.
Yes, he
Honestly,
did.
as much
Yes,
as
he
I
did.
can't stand him, as much as I'm just like, go away, Tom. Just be
Yeah,
gone.
go to your wife. Go to your wife.
He's
leaving
taking
you,
every
Tom.
Wednesday off now. Now he's taking every Wednesday.
But isn't it funny how y'all call Flacco grandpa and he's 37 and Tom Brady is 45?
Yeah.
Tom Brady is he's only 45. I thought he was 85. Like,
You don't call him grandpa.
Listen. I understand that he has a desire to play, but there's really something going on. When you've had this success, you've made the money that Tom Brady has had.
You
His
won the Super
entire
Bowls
life is
too.
falling apart. He
This
still
is
has small children, and he wants to play.
he don't care about none of that. His passion, his purpose in life is football.
Okay, then go coach your
And
kids.
stay away
Top
from
corner.
He don't
or
want to
become a coach.
He
Become a
don't want
coach.
to coach. Brady don't want to coach.
You don't want
wanna
to be
play.
Brian Leftwich with the
He
headsets?
no, Brady want to play.
That's
He's
that
probably gonna
pride.
fall dead out there.
And
at the-
wait,
probably-
literally, if his last moment could be on the field, he would take it, I'm sure.
Facts. All right, let's get some how about we do this? We got 2 games tonight. I don't know why they did this, but they
Yeah, I don't
got
know
2
why they
games
did
tonight.
either.
You got Titans, Bills, Vikings, Eagles. What are our picks there?
Vikings.
Yep, I'm say Vikings too.
Vikings as well. You know, I'm not siding with no damn Eagles.
That part.
Right.
I don't
And
care
I
who it
got what is this other one here? I got
Titans? And the
Bills
Bills?
over the Titans. There's no way
Vikings.
the Titans will beat the Bills in this one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Bills all the way. Bills all the way.
Mind you, Ryan Tannehill is
Buffalo.
like I said, lightning in the bottle.
Right.
He could throw for 400 yards on us, and we're like, this motherfucker just showed up all of a sudden. But then he dies more often than not.
Okay,
I
but
don't know.
so let's reflect. Gino
Mm.
threw for over 300, ran for over 100, and lost.
She wants to go back to Gino.
So I'm just saying. So when you say he can show up and throw for over 400, doesn't mean a damn thing if you don't put it in the end zone.
Right.
No, Tannehill could do that. The problem is Tannehill is not consistent. That's the problem.
He's not consistent. Funny how that works.
Nowhere near consistent. That's why he left the dog. They didn't want to deal with him no more in Miami. They were like, all right, see ya.
Well, I mean, I root for Tannehill usually if, but yeah, he's hit or miss. But I will say this, he has taken his team a lot further than Gino ever will. So whatever.
That's true. That's true. I agree with that 100%.
I mean, we can't argue that point. I mean,
So we're all in agreement. Bills over Titans and Vikings over the Eagles. I don't think, even though I like Jalen Hurts, I think Jalen Hurts is probably going to put up a good fight tonight.
He's black.
I can't with AJ. What does that have to do with anything?
Oh my gosh. What happened?
Why are we blacked out?
Why are we blacked out?
I don't know why it's blacked out, but I'm not done with my question. I don't know. My internet is booty right now.
You know what? We need to look into the producer. I mean, man.
Right.
My producer is sick. There's something wrong with my producer.
Yes,
So
your
the
producer sent me the link at the last minute.
Okay.
I mean, like
you got the link. You guys have the forever link.
Oh, so the one that you send us will always work?
No,
Yeah, unless I refresh it.
No, I tried the one you sent yesterday. It didn't work.
Oh, I refreshed it probably.
Oh,
That's
okay.
probably why. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyways, I had something in my head. Aaron Judge is about to possibly break Roger Maris's record, 61 home runs in a season. He's at 59 already.
How do we segue to baseball?
Well, I had it in my head. I was watching the highlights last night.
We're only here for football. We're not here for the other.
No, this is sports hour. There's
only one
Crying
real
out loud.
sport, and that's the one we're talking about.
There's only one
there's
true American sport. and that's
There's
football.
hockey, there's baseball, there's basketball. We're going to talk about social justice basketball too. Yeah, social justice basketball. By the way, the owner of the Phoenix Suns
Yes.
got fired. Well, not fired. He's suspended. They're trying to force him to sell the team for saying the N-word 5 times.
Oh.
Yeah. They got him documented to saying 5 times the N-word.
Like
5 times.
recently, or like this was like some 1972 thing that they pulled up.
I don't know. Maybe it was recent. I don't know. I know that he also
care.
He also I don't care. He told a pregnant woman that her life is pretty much over. She's not going to advance in in the organization. I guess she
Because
was
she
some
got
kind of
pregnant?
yeah.
When did he say this? I would need to
I
know.
don't
Like,
know. I don't
I
know
need the
when he said it,
context of like.
but he got fined by the NBA $10 million, and he's suspended for a year. Did you guys not see
Well,
that?
no,
No.
he must have pissed somebody off because I'm sure this is not
Right.
his first rodeo in the N-word mecca. And
Well,
so
what about the
whomever did
Sterling guy? Sterling too probably pissed somebody off too, because he
Of
had
okay,
to
course.
sell
listen,
his
listen,
team.
listen, Linda. Okay. This man did not show up today talking about the N-word 5 times. Okay. So whomever he said the N-word around, he's obviously been comfortable with saying it because
Right.
he said
He's
it.
been saying it. Yeah, he's
Facts.
been
Yes.
saying that.
You don't walk into mixed company and all of a sudden just start dropping N-bombs. Like, no, that's not what we do. So who did he make? I'm gonna have to look into this now.
He pissed somebody off, and this is in your neck of the woods in Phoenix. This is in Arizona, by the way. The
Yeah, I'm gonna
Phoenix
go check
Suns
it out.
owner.
I'm gonna make a few calls today. I'm gonna have to find
Yeah.
out so we can talk about it.
Yeah, who the hell did this man piss off? I
And
want to
why do
know.
we care? Who did he call an N-word? Was he just like saying it like those negatives down the street, or was he like saying it to someone? Like, I need some context on this because why is it as 3 black people we're not even flinching by the fact that
Well,
someone's
James
saying
Golden on his
N-word
show
5
calls
times?
them negras. Negras.
Okay, but we're not even flinching. Like, we're just sitting here like, oh, well, we need
Okay,
context.
we
Oh,
need
when did
They
he say
try
context.
to they try to bleep him out on his show on Saturday when he said them negras. He said, "Don't bleep me out." He told
Oh,
he told the radio station. This was
oh,
James Golden on
oh.
his radio show. He said they don't care about us negras. And they try to bleep, they try to bleep him, and he's yelling at the people in the back, like, "Don't you dare bleep me out! I can hear it. I want
Wow.
it to be heard." So he wants the FCC to come after him. He don't care.
Hey, I support somebody who's strong in their convictions and the things that
Facts.
they say. So,
Facts.
Oh, he's old school. He's I was just watching AJ. Who's the guy that we like on Blaze? What's his name? He's always long-winded to the guy he does Fearless.
Oh, Jason Whitfield.
Jason Whitlock.
Whitfield. Where I get Whitfield for? Whitlock.
Jason Whitlock,
Whitley.
yeah. He was talking smack about Shannon Sharp on one of his
Yes, I
TikTok
have to
clips.
see that. I have to see that. I saw that. I
Oh,
started watching that
he
episode.
came after him. He came
Did you
after him. He
guys okay,
said,
but did you watch Shannon lose all
I
his
gotta
hair
play
about
that
Brett
clip. I'm
Favre?
sorry. I gotta play that clip before we end this hour. Because the way he came after Shannon on that one got me.
Yeah, well, I mean, Shannon went off on Brett, and he was like, if that had been T.O., and T.O.'s never going to make it to the Hall of Fame for less, and Brett Favre, no one's flinching. Shannon went in, and
Yeah,
and Chip was
he
like,
had a whole segment. He had a whole segment
yes,
against Brett Favre. Yeah.
yes. But you know what? I'm not mad. I mean, it's the truth. Everybody just mad because a black man said it.
Wow.
Let me see if I can find it here.
AJ.
What happened?
I'm trying to find it here.
Shut up. Whatever.
I'm gonna go get you a hat though, AJ. Look at the links. You want a sideline one? The ones that they wear on the sideline? I'm gonna go get you.
I figured I lost. I didn't look at it. So.
Go look at it. I'll go down to the stadium and get you one. I'm sure there's something at the stadium you can't get anywhere else. I'll go get you one.
No, I gotta find a TikTok
They
version
had
of
some
it.
pretty they had some pretty fire colors. I liked it. I was like, oh, that's fire right there.
All right, I got it here.
You got it?
I'm playing this one because he said it. We used to be friends. Shannon Sharp and I used to be friends. Like he came out swinging on this man right quick. Check this out. All right, let's show this right here.
Used to be friendly with each other, and this is before he turned this Shannon Al Sharp tongue, play the race card. This whole racial stick he's got going. I can't stand him because he's inauthentic. He's fake. But back when I used to know him, one of his most popular jokes that he told me and any of his teammates If you ever see a black woman on my elbow, I'm holding her for the police. That's Shannon Sharp. I've told that story before. That's who Shannon Sharp is. And when you're that kind of fake and you go on TV and pretend like you're the blackest man on TV and you do all that man tan and eat and sleep, bamboozle talk on TV, because that's who Shannon is. He's man tan or eat and sleep from the movie Bamboozle. This is what you sound like when you're living white and pretending to be black. Let's play the next clip.
So much.
When he starts talking about EB.
This right here, he killed me. He gets worse right here. He kills me with this one here.
T cards and how the police go after, or how law enforcement goes after black and brown people.
This is what we know. Skip, when black and brown people do fraud the government, they hell bent. You get an EBT card and you get WIC and you get stuff like that, boy, they move heaven and earth to try to put you in jail for $400 little measly dollars. Fact. Now this man done took $1 million. Somebody got $3 million. Somebody got 400,000. And they sitting around like, well, you know, it happened.
Who the hell is Skip to say fact?
His partner.
You know,
the same way we do it. Facts. Facts.
Who the hell is that man to be like, that's a fact? What you know about that, Skip?
Skip will always be on the social justice side just to stay in with the blacks.
I mean, we'll see. And they're going to get more money and do it all over again.
So when you start talking about, well, this is what happened with black and brown people when they get EBT cards, and when the person sitting across from you is Skip Bayless. And that's two white people going back and forth. One of them's got real dark skin, but it's two white people going back and forth that don't know nothing about black people. Because unfortunately, I know a lot about EBT cards and how they're
Wait, can we rewind that? Did he just say that's two white people?
Jason Whitlock is a genius.
handled, how they're used in the inner city.
I can't go back.
Back when
Just let it play.
Oh my God, he said that. He said that's two white people going back. One of them is dark skinned, the other he said that's two.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm crying right now.
when I was young and poor and lived with my father, and back when my father owned bars in the inner city, the trade and the sale of food stamps through the roof. Everybody in the hood did it. You could take $20 and go buy you $100 worth of food stamps. In 1984, that's how we ate. Me and my father in that 400 square foot apartment we lived in. That's how we ate. Him buying food stamps in the hood from people. $20 get you $100 worth of food stamps. There wasn't federal law enforcement hunting anybody down. It's not going on. But when you live white and talk black, you don't know these things. And so you get on national TV and start talking about, oh, this is what the federal government gonna do if they find out ain't black and brown people got anything to do. $400 worth of EBT, and they lock you up. The hell they do. I lived it. I've seen it. I know it.
I'm sorry, I can't stay serious. He said that too.
I fucking love Jason Whitlock. I love this man.
Wait a minute.
He said that's two white people talking to each
Lumberjack
other.
wants to know, how are you young and poor but own bars? Make that make sense.
Oh my God, that right there, that killed me. That killed me right there. I can't get over that. I'm in tears because when I saw that this morning versus right now, seeing AJ react the way he did, hearing Keisha with the laugh, I can't. It made it worse. It made.
Here's the thing. Wait, when you said there's two white people sitting there,
He said two white.
Wait, so when you're listening to it, it's like, well, I mean, did Shannon rebuttal? Is what I want to know.
And I remember him saying that about Shannon a while ago about Shannon, and that quote about the black woman on his arm, and he said it like I've seen him say that like 3 times. But Shannon's so fake to me because Shannon don't date black women at all. Like, don't date black women. It's not like, okay, this is my preference. It's like literally you will not see this man with a black woman on his arm. And when you go so far as the lengths of, oh, racism, segregation, black people, we love black people, injustice, and you're contributing to the very thing you say you're pushing back against, you make no damn sense. Shut up, Shannon. And I like Shannon Sharp, but I think he is a hypocrite.
Okay.
I think so too. I think he's 100% hypocrite, and I think he's just trying to stay up with the times. He doesn't want to be Uncle Ruckus.
Well, they call him that
Because
anyway. They call him that anyway. When he takes stances on other issues, they'll call him Uncle Tom, Uncle Ruckus. They'll, call him a sellout. So it's like, he does say sometimes he'll say things that are not the most popular. But on this issue, shut up.
Be quiet.
yeah, sit down, be quiet. Let's see if this is working now.
No.
It's not working. It's not
What
working. I
is
have
it?
to read.
What is it supposed to be?
It's supposed to be to identify as black. Maybe I have to put it in there.
Oh, is that what that is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Say
Maybe you
what
let
now?
it play too long. Okay. Well,
Maybe it doesn't want me to play it anymore.
Do you
Hold on.
identify as black?
Here it is.
No, it's a serious question because you might not.
You might not identify.
Whatever.
Oh man.
Well,
Are
it's
you
been
guys
fun,
leaving
gentlemen.
me? Are you guys leaving me?
Yeah,
What do you
I
mean?
have to work.
Oh, you have to work. You got a job?
Apparently.
Tommy ain't got no job.
You know what's so funny? You know what's really interesting is that I just really quickly, I saw Genty, our favorite guy, live yesterday. He now has headphones. He now has a mic. Apparently, he's going to be starting a podcast.
I'm sure it'll be entertaining. He
I
looks
can't
like
wait.
Xerxes. He looks like King Xerxes.
You know what's amazing? You know what's amazing, though?
Piercing.
You guys, listen. The amount of money people throw at this Negro. It is amazing.
Can I get some of that? Can I get some
No,
of that?
I'm dead ass. So, like, we could talk as much crap as we want to talk about him, but ultimately, at the end of the day, he's literally being supported by his followers. Literally.
Yeah, and
The
I'm not
mic,
gonna-
the mic,
Mhm.
somebody bought for him. The headphones, somebody bought for him. And as he's sitting there just doing this, and people are like, "You sound so good on the mic." He's like, "Do I?" Yeah. Cash App, Cash App, Cash App, Cash App.
God
He
bless
quit
him.
his job, whatever that was, and now he's a full-time influencer. What is he influencing? He's full of negativity. He
Why he
quit.
quit his job already? He's getting money like that.
Yes.
Will be nice.
No, I'm not
Damn.
kidding you. If we could grift like that,
Jesus.
I'm serious. I've literally watched a live of his, maybe 20 or 30 minutes, just watching. And people are literally throwing money at him. He says,
Wow.
"I need to move." They're sending him the money to move. He needs a bigger house. They're sending him the money. How are you able to quit your job and spend your whole day on TikTok?
Facts.
That's all he has is TikTok, right? He doesn't have. He just released a mixtape.
Oh, he got all right. He's putting out something. He's
No,
putting
no,
out
no,
something.
no.
Keisha, he's putting out something.
Okay.
Look at it.
Okay.
He's putting out something. That's music. know?
How would you stutter on to say it was music? I said he put out a mixtape. I didn't say anything about music. Just because you put beats together.
Look at Frank. Look at what Frank said. Yo, he said he's trying to get to the top 10 on Apple Music.
See?
Look at that.
And he's on Apple Music. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm literally going to start banging on my desk and record it and make a whole mixtape. I'm going to take I'm going to sample all these beats and mush them together. You know, girls, you run the world.
Girl.
I'm going to do it and put out a mixtape.
Yeah. Why
That's
not?
Oh, did he really just say that?
Who?
He said he sucks dick. He does. He's bisexual.
Oh
That's
man,
neither
I'm
here
not
nor
putting
there.
that on the screen.
I'm just saying right now. I'm just saying right now, you guys. We are talking madness about this man, and therefore I refuse to give him. I say we don't make another video about him, because at the end of the day, you don't have over 1 million followers on both your accounts. He has 700 and something on his main account, 300, almost 400,000 on his backup. and be able to quit your job. That just lets you know the amount of ratchetness, because if you could take advantage of people, there's nothing you can't do. And that's literally what he's doing. He's taking advantage of women who just like his attention. Oh, hi, Sarah. Hi, AJ. Hi, Macho. Thanks. Oh,
They're dumb enough to give their money to him. So,
oh, thanks for the Cash App, AJ. Oh, thanks for the Cash App, Macho. That's what he's doing on his Apple Watch. Because
Speaking of Cash App, let me throw mine up there real quick.
Get it.
Look at that.
Get it.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
Get it. No, I'm serious. Support the cause. You know what? AJ'sRantRoom.com. Like, I mean, I think ultimately,
Facts right there.
Nobody's asking you for something for nothing, right? Just support the creators. Support.
There's something there. Get that merch. Get that merch.
Our time, like, we're giving you our time. We're here to entertain. As much as we love you guys, there are ventures that these creators are taking, and just go support them and get something in return.
Why not? We're all here to. Are you not entertained?
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, for me, I support the Rant Room like a fiend.
She lives
like
in
a
there.
bad habit. I live in there. Okay, I'm just waiting on my sweats.
And you text, and you're like, "Oh, AJ, when am I gonna?" I just told you. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've seen that. I just told you to wait.
You know what the problem is? Honestly, is that with the Rant Room, AJ knows, is that I don't have a lot of patience, right? So it's like once I see it and I want it, it's just like, give it to me. And so right now I'm in pain because I have the hoodie, but I don't have the beanie, and I don't have the sweats, and I don't want to wear the hoodie till I have the sweats and the beanie.
Oh,
and then I'm gonna make a whole video,
spoiled.
like an
You're
AJ like
spoiled.
dance video. I mean, I don't have the AJ's moves, but I'm gonna try anyways. In my sweats.
Spoiled.
But,
What do you mean I'm spoiled? Oh, and I'm gonna do it in front of my Range Rover so everyone can see how impressed I am.
And don't you have a Tesla too?
No, that's
I
Marcus.
thought you did.
That's
okay.
Marcus.
Okay.
That's not me.
Marcus has a Tesla
with the 360
Nice.
roof, right? That's what it's called.
It's got that.
Oh, my sunroof?
panoramic. It's a
Yeah, the
panoramic.
panoramic goes all the way.
Yeah.
Well, mine's
Yeah,
not
there you
actually a sunroof. Mine's not cut in half so that you can open up the front. Mine's just the view,
Oh.
which is always closed. Wait, look, which is
Must be
always closed because I
nice.
hate the
Must
sun
be
coming
nice.
in from the top. So it's always closed. And I had it tinted, but not dark enough. And then everyone's like, well, if you tint it darker, it's pointless. And I'm like, okay, but I don't like the sun. So I can either tint it dark and open it, or I can just keep it closed. That's just what it is.
Keisha, if you're here, we have like 50 minutes left of this show. Why don't you stick around? We talk shit about JoJo and have a good time.
Sure.
Put work to the side. Genchi's doing it. Let's just quit our jobs right now and just.
Unfortunately, my computer just went black, so I need to at least plug it up and see what the hell's
act
going on.
like you got something.
Yeah,
All right,
look,
whatever.
I mean, I do. Unfortunately, I do have bills to pay, so unless somebody's committed to doing that for me,
Yeah, just send it in the Cash App, y'all. All right,
Okay,
we'll
are
be
we
back
taking
in a
a break?
moment.
Okay.
Yes. right, folks, we're back here on the Morning Fix Live radio show. I'm your host, Macho. It is 12:21 Eastern Standard Time here in New York City. Monday. Happy Monday. I have a reminder of the day, not a clip of the day, not a sound of the day, a reminder of the day. And I'm going to roll this clip right now.
Not only
Check
in the
this
states
out.
most heavily affected, but in every place in this country are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
What kind of politics? Look at all these sellouts. Look at all of them clap. Look at all of them clap. Sellouts. They were so unified on the issue of illegal aliens. Now they're called migrants now. We can't call them illegal aliens anymore. We call them migrants.
What does that even mean, migrants?
I don't know.
Let's just keep it
Bill Clinton was strong and tough on the border, just like Reagan, just like Trump wanted. The only difference is Trump wanted to actually do something about it. But look at that chamber in unison. Let's look at that chamber in unison. Look at that. All together. Let's go back. Rewind that back, producer. Come on. Where we at?
That producer needs to be fired.
Oh, now it's a black screen. All right, it's playing me now. Anyways, they were all together on it, and now they're all fractioned off and separated on it. And we have to deal with this moron here, JoJo, here on 60 Minutes. Did you guys catch that, by the way?
No.
For what?
Thank you. Appreciate that. Like,
President,
you want us to waste
first
our
Detroit
time.
auto show in 3 years.
We're gonna waste our time right here watching him. Look at that face he got. Look at it. Will somebody grab his hand? Go grab his hand, somebody. Why is Grandpa out by himself?
Is the pandemic over?
The pandemic is over. We still have a problem with COVID. We're still doing
So why are you still blaming the pandemic if it's over, dum-dum?
a lot of work on it. But the pandemic is over. If you notice, no one's wearing masks. Everybody seems to be in pretty good shape. And so I think it's changing, and I think this is a perfect example of it.
The car show was a reminder that gasoline prices hit a historic high last June, in part because Russia cut fuel supplies in its war on Ukraine.
Also, what about the Keystone Pipeline that you stopped?
No, Russia.
Oh, Russia. Got it. Okay.
Mr. President, the price of gasoline is down about 26% from the $5 high. What can you do to keep that price down while Vladimir Putin is throttling energy supplies?
There's a couple things we've done. For example, remember I got some criticism for releasing 1 million barrels of oil a day from a strategic petroleum reserve. And
What did he say? I couldn't make out what he said. Some Bidenese here.
some criticism for releasing 1 million barrels of oil a day from a strategic petroleum.
Vladimir Putin is throttling energy
There's
supplies.
a couple of things we've done. For example, remember
Look
I
at
got
AJ's face,
some
so
criticism
serious.
for releasing 1 million barrels of oil a day from a strategic petroleum reserve. And then along came the industry saying they'd produce another 1 million barrels a day by the spring. So I think we're in relatively good shape.
Vladimir Putin is going to try to break your will on Ukraine and use
Already
energy
did.
prices to do it.
Already did.
Sure he is. But, you know, we, the United States, are in much better shape than anyone else is, and relative to Russia particularly. But
Where is Grandpa living these days? Is he in America? Or?
Why are we listening to this?
Yeah, so how did we get here?
Because it gets better. It gets better. You guys missed this. But this
we actually
lunatic
didn't miss
here,
anything. I'm
this
confused.
lunatic, the way he responds in some of these questions, I'm telling you, you're gonna enjoy it.
Can we
Trust me.
fast forward to
He's
the
been
good
trying that for a while. He's not going
All
to
right,
succeed.
let's get.
Anybody want to go to Washington? Jump in.
Oh my God!
But
he's
at
driving?
this very moment
He's
that
driving.
Mr. Biden steered for the future, a 19th century form of transport threatened to wreck the economy.
Pride gets engaged as well. And it's awful hard to back off of some of these things. They both sat down, in my view, and they were in the office today saying, well, we finally figured out this is fair on both sides. And it took that time to focus. And the alternative was just not thinkable.
What do you mean?
If, in fact, they had gone on strike, the supply chains in this country would have come to a screeching halt. We would have seen a real economic
Get
crisis.
that man water.
The other crisis
Get that man some water.
on the president's desk, Ukraine, was also improving last week as Ukrainian forces recaptured about
Be as competent and capable as many people are is extremely high. But we're going to stay with them as long as they need our help.
You're already north of $15 billion in terms
right.
of those commitments. How far do you
billion.
go?
As long as it takes.
What? Wait, what? He's gonna send more money, more money to fuel this. Look at AJ's face.
And then you wonder why we don't watch this nonsense. This would be why. Why would we actual fuck would we waste our time listening to this bullshit? He just said $15 billion, and he said we're going to continue as long as they need us to.
Oh yeah, he's gonna send more.
Huh?
More is going. More is going. Don't be. We're gonna, as long as we need to. He said.
Ironclad commitment.
Yes.
As Ukraine succeeds on the battlefield, Vladimir Putin is becoming embarrassed and pushed into a corner.
Totally irresponsible.
Did he say he's becoming
you
embarrassed?
don't know.
He said he's becoming embarrassed. That's propaganda. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that propaganda here. Not today, Satan.
and the Senate in the midterm election in November. But given the president's job,
I grew up believing
Oh
that
God, we got an
going to
ad,
college and
guys. We
getting
got
a
an
degree
ad. Here, come on.
was going
approval rating of around 40%, that remains to be seen. For his part, Mr. Biden has said he plans to run again in 2024, but here is another place where our interview may cause controversy.
Oh, I love this.
The story will continue in a
Just seeing when old men say this might cause some controversy, especially old white men.
moment.
Sir, are you committed to running again, or are there certain conditions that have to be right?
Look, if I were to say to you, I'm running again, all of a sudden a whole range of things come into play that I have requirements I have to change and move and do.
In terms of election laws?
In terms of election laws.
Oh, so that's why Trump hasn't announced, right? But instead, what is the January 6th committee saying? He's bamboozling his followers to try to swindle them to take his money, right? He's campaign funding without having to say he's running yet. He's getting a head start before this moron over here. Okay, whatever.
And it's much too early to make that kind of decision. I'm a great respecter of fate. And so what I'm doing is I'm doing my job. I'm going to do that job. And within the time frame that makes sense after this next election cycle here, going into next year, make a judgment of what to do.
Yeah, your judgment should be to retire, bud. It should ride off into the wind with Nancy and Chuck. It's time to go. This guy farts, and it's just like a dust into the wind. I mean, that's just how bad it is right now.
That it's much too early to make that decision. I take it the decision has not been made in your own head.
Look, my intention, as I said to begin with, is that I would run again. But it's just an intention. But is it a firm decision that I run again? That remains to be seen.
Mr. President, you are the oldest president ever.
Pretty good shape, huh?
Which leads to my next question.
God, Keith. I can't stay serious with you.
Well, oh my God.
He said pretty good shit.
Oh, okay. I'm trying. I'm really trying.
You are more aware of this than anyone. Some people ask whether you are fit for the job. And when you hear that, I wonder what you think.
Watch me. I mean,
I,
Okay. Woo!
I can't leave. I can't leave. I wanted to get up and leave, but I can't even do that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh my god! This part right here, by far, was my favorite part of the
Okay, go
whole
ahead.
thing.
I'm sorry.
And anyone, some people ask whether you are fit for the job. And when you hear that, I wonder what you think.
watch me. I mean, honest to God, that's all I think. Watch me.
What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Watch me.
We have watched him fall off bikes. We have watched him bumble over his words. We have watched him shake hands with the ghost.
Oh man, I didn't even have enough time to do a montage like that. I wanted to do something like that when he went to go shake hands with a ghost and all that.
But okay.
Oh my god.
Try again.
Wow, that hurt. That hurt.
I don't know why you're making us watch this. This is the most painful thing I've ever seen.
This is beautiful. And seeing
It's not.
AJ's face right now is outstanding. It's just great. This is making my day
If
right
you think
now.
I don't have the energy level or the mental acuity, then you know that's one thing. It's another thing of just watch and keep my schedule, do what I'm doing. I think that
What's his schedule? Taking breaks and getting chocolate ice cream? Like, what's his schedule?
Hit play. I can hear let me just hear what this babble phone.
I don't, when I sit down with our NATO allies and keep them together, I don't have them saying, wait a minute, well, how old are you? What are you saying? I mean, it's a matter of, that old expression, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. I mean, I respect the fact that people would say.
What is he
The
saying
proof
right
of
now?
the pudding is in the eating. Yeah.
What is he talking about, bro?
He's not. That's just here. Okay, here's the problem. Okay. They put this on television. This is the commander in chief. And they allow this to play. What?
AJ said this. Biden's vacation time by month.
Oh, is that what AJ just sent?
Yeah, he just why do we have this graphic to show? I want to download it and put it in here.
And the GOP literally sent that out. So that's not like some random person making that up.
Okay.
Oh my god.
AJ, he's doing his job. Just watch.
He said the proof is in the pudding, in the eating of the pudding, or whatever the hell.
You're old. You're
old.
But I think it relates to how much energy you have and whether or not the job you're doing is one consistent with what any person of any age would be able to do.
I think he's lost in the conversation, and this is why they don't have him sit
He's
down.
fallen asleep, has been caught televised live doing this.
That's why he calls him Sleepy Joe.
Oh,
that's why he calls him Sleepy.
Continue with the nonsense. We're listening.
How would you say your mental focus is?
Oh, it's focused. I think it's. I haven't. Look.
I can't do this.
This is the weirdest.
I
part
have
of the
trouble
interview.
even
Look, he's looking up.
mentioning,
He's looking up
even
now.
saying to myself, my own head, the number of years. I no more think of myself as being as old as I am than fly.
What?
I mean, it's just not. I haven't observed anything in terms of. There's not things I don't do now that I did before, whether it's physical or mental or anything else.
Listen,
You have had.
press pause. Did you see what just happened right now?
Look at.
He didn't even make sense in his explanation of being old. Did you see that? Like
He's
he
gone.
He doesn't
He's
even
gone.
know what he's saying, and we're supposed to take this fool seriously.
He's gone. He said first. He said, "Watch me," and then he says, "I think of myself as a fly." What? What is he talking?
Okay. How much longer is this?
I'm telling you right now, this is
a
bad.
string
This is
of
real bad. This
legislative
is not going to age well.
successes recently.
How's an old guy do that?
But your approval rating in the country is well below 50%. And I wonder why you think that is.
This is a really difficult time. We're at an inflection point in the history of this country. We're going to make decisions, and we're making decisions now that are going to determine what we're going to look like in the next 10 years from now. I think you'd agree that the impact on the psyche of the American people as a consequence of the pandemic is profound. Think of how that has changed everything.
This is bad. This is a bad interview.
Okay.
Just like this interview was bad.
The question was, you're fucking up. You know you're fucking up, and this is your moment to say you're fucking up. Why do you think you're fucking up, and how can you improve going forward should have been the question. But go ahead.
Okay, and you know what, AJ, that was exactly the question he asked, but he was nice, right? When he started at 50%, did you like that? Oh, well under 30, okay? And your ass is sitting here talking about nothing that has to do with what you think of the people not being, that your approval rating is low. He didn't even answer that question.
Because
He's
if
tiptoeing and
you
dancing.
had handled the pandemic in the way that people liked, would your approval rating be low? No, okay. If you handle the economy in that way, no, okay. If you handle all the things that people are really interested in, if you handled it in the way that they thought was cool, would your approval rating be in the toilet still? No.
He said just 100 days. If you just wear your mask for 100 days, we can slow this curve.
Well, now that we've proven that masks don't work, we've proven the vaccine don't work. What else do you need? What else do you need, Joe?
Okay, but at the end of the day, we know the truth. And what Joe's not admitting with his raggedy ass is that you forced people into this economy when you were like, you will be vaccinated in order to keep your job. You will do this in order to do that. You cannot go out and eat in New York City without a vaccine passport. And you, for 1 second, think that your ass is going to skate around that?
Right. Exactly.
He created this, yet and still he's speaking as though it was like blown up into his face and he just had to deal with it. No, he created it.
And also thank God for the checks and balances in our government that stopped him from making that vaccine mandate a federal thing. So thankfully, thank God for that.
Because that would have been an absolute nightmare. There would have been a lot more revolt probably.
But I mean, if we're really being honest, if you listen to how he's speaking, like I can't, like you know what? The one thing I could say is Trump was at least vulgarly honest.
Right.
Too honest at times, yeah. Way too honest.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, he sounded coherent.
That part.
This guy is lost. And it's like, why isn't people just, okay, we get your Trump derangement syndrome, but you can't be happy with this guy.
But they'll say that too. They'll say that we're not happy with Biden. But I'm sitting here like, and then they'll go, the lesser two evils bullshit. And I'm like, this is the lesser of the two evils you had to pick from? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
People's attitudes about themselves, their families, about the state of the nation, about the state of their communities. And so there's a lot of uncertainty out there. A great deal of uncertainty.
Oh my God.
And
Because
we lost
of you.
1 million people.
Because of you.
1 million people to COVID. When I got in office, when I got elected, only 2 million people were vaccinated. They got 220 million. My point is...
Whoa. How many people died before he got into office?
Okay.
What was the death toll before he got into office?
Okay.
He said he was going to handle it. He said it.
Listen.
More people died under him than under the previous
Trump.
administration. Yes.
And you know what he said too? If that many people die under that president, he should go. So why is his ass still here?
And where's
I
the
believe he tweeted, I'm going to shut down the virus. That's what he said, right? Okay. Carry on.
This is why they don't have...
First of all, who can shut down a virus? But whatever. You made the statement, dummy.
Bill Gates.
Allegedly. He started it, apparently. Allegedly.
Go ahead.
My question is why...
Damn, you got it 4 times after the vax?
Wow.
Yeah. He got
Woo!
Katie did? Wow.
Woo!
Or she's talking about Joe Biden got it 4 times.
No, I got COVID 4 times. She just said yes after the vax.
Wow. Wow. Holy smokes, Katie.
Well,
It takes time. We were left in a very difficult situation. It's been a very difficult time. Very difficult.
And a difficult life
What?
for the president.
What?
In 1972, he lost his wife.
Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? This is why we're in the predicament that we're in. You're going to humanize this person when you just gone through 4 years of demonizing a previous president to the point where we didn't even care about the guy's family. And I mean the general public, the liberal media never gave a damn about the previous president's family. So now we're going to humanize this president, knowing that there's something wrong. Look at how he's carrying himself in this interview. This is why they said for him not to sit down and have an interview.
But what does this have to do with today?
No, none of this. Why do we need to know this? Because they have to pull the heartstrings. They have to still bring the people in to be like, look at his life. Look at what he's been through. This is a poor guy. You have sympathy on him. He's been through it rough, you know?
Wife and daughter in a car accident. He lost his son Beau to cancer in 2015 at the age of 46. And his son Hunter has been a lightning rod for suspicion.
Good old Hunter.
Hunter Biden's former addiction to crack cocaine.
Wait.
A lightning rod for suspicion. Go ahead.
I mean, the way they skirt around this shit is ridiculous.
Led to a life he describes as non-stop depravity. He has also acknowledged a federal investigation into his taxes. Congress investigated Hunter Biden's job with a Ukrainian company at the time that his father ran Ukrainian policy in the Obama administration. A Republican investigation, however, uncovered no wrongdoing by then Vice President Biden.
Mr. President, if you run again, Republicans are most likely.
No wrongdoing they were able to uncover.
Whatever.
No wrongdoing. That's what they're saying. Devin Nunes, by the way, stepped down because he didn't want to deal with the charade anymore. Uncovered so much information of what Hunter was up to, what Joe Biden was up to. And you're going to sit there and lie to half the country? Because we know the other half is going to soak this up. They're going to eat this. But you're going to lie to the other half?
Well,
okay.
I mean, that half is the same half that thinks Trump's going to be arrested today. So
yeah, he's going to jail. He's going to jail.
To go after your son, Hunter, once again. And I wonder what you would like to say about your son and whether any of his troubles have caused conflicts for you or for the United States.
I love my son, number one. He fought an addiction problem. He overcame it. He wrote about it. And no, there's not a single thing that I've observed at all that would affect me or the United States relative to my son, Hunter.
Whoa. Wait, what? You're not you love your son, but you're not concerned about. Wow. Okay. I'm done with that. I'm done with this.
Yeah. So did you notice that we didn't even have a discussion about that laptop and what was on it?
I don't know if it goes into it. I'm just.
We're done. I don't care. I don't care.
No, they don't go into the laptop. I already see it. They don't even go into it. No.
Yeah. Who cares?
Because they're saying they're still going under this, even though everyone has already proven that the laptop is credible, the laptop is real. That's not just on conservative media. This is coming from the liberal side. They already said the laptop's real. So why isn't this guy 60 Minutes right now putting him on the hot stand? Because he knows he can't do it. He can't really purge and ask that question.
He's the commander-in-chief.
Well, they didn't care about that with Trump. They didn't care about that.
You know why they didn't care about that with Trump? Because Trump didn't have a problem answering the questions.
Mm-hmm.
Trump allowed them to ask him anything because he had no problem answering it. That's the difference. So when you come into something brutally honest and you just don't really give a shit what anyone thinks about you, guess what? You approach it differently. When you're trying to protect what you know is true, but you want it to be believed that it's a lie, what do? You can ask that question, but I'm going to answer it this way, and you don't get to ask me to elaborate. That's how that's done.
But you
Do you
can't
see
say
how they
that I
go?
didn't. You can't say I didn't face any questions. I
Right.
did. I
So you
faced.
see
See,
how
he
that
faced it.
yeah, you see how the question was presented, right?
Mhm.
So then they can say, no, he was asked the question and he answered it. That's really what that is. This is just an act. It's a charade. It's a performance.
Just like this
Border
right
is
here.
secure, but we
Oh,
also
God.
have a broken immigration system, in particular over the last 4 years
She said the border is secure.
before we came in, and it needs to be fixed.
We're going to have 2 million people cross this border for the first time ever. You're confident this border is secure?
We have a secure border in that is a priority for any nation, including ours and our.
You see the gap? Did you see the gap? When she look at Did you see the border secure? You're about to have 2 million crossings, first, like the most ever in the history, and you're just gonna sit there and double down on it and be like, "Yeah, the border's secure." That's just two. That's two white people talking. I can't get over that one right there.
If this shit was happening under the last administration, this shit would be wall to wall coverage. It would they would be camped out at the border on every fucking state that meets Mexico and reporting like this shit was the word, they should. But the fact that they're making this political and the media is political and the media is full of shit at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why are we even listening to these two monkeys? I don't even know why we're listening to them.
Bad part.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what the worst part about it is? We had this discussion under the last administration. That's the worst part about this, right? We had this
wall to wall, right?
Mhm. Yeah. And then you remember when it first came in, then they were whipping Haitians, and I'm still trying to figure out where these Haitians, where are they now? Okay, can we have that
They
conversation?
sent their
and
black asses back to Haiti. That's where they went.
And how did they get here? Because I don't remember Noah putting his staff down and splitting the ocean so that the people could walk through. So I'm just confused. Because they just kind of appeared out of the water. Did we ever determine where they came from?
Right.
They were seeking asylum.
Whatever.
They were doing it the legal way.
Okay.
And these
Hold
border
on, hold
patrol
on,
agents
hold on.
came with their whips and started whipping them.
Okay, so hold on.
They whipped them boys in the shape. Whip them damn boys.
Listen, you can't do something legally if you come out of the water illegally. Okay, there's a process before you get here.
What kind of underwater creatures? They came out of the water.
Where did they come from? They just appeared out of the water. Did we ever determine where they came from? Noah put his
lumberjack. Let's see.
Oh,
No,
somebody wants
go
to
ahead.
join us at lunch?
Mm-hmm. He got a little quick lunch break.
Oh, well, he can take my spot because then that way I can not have to listen to this nonsense that you
I'm not playing it no more. I'm not
Thank
doing
God,
it.
because I just can't do it. It's
We went from our highs of talking football to the lows of the lows. I mean, my whole
Oh
mood.
my God! Don't do me dirty like that.
Well, you asked us to stay. You know how me and AJ are, so I mean, you
All right,
probably
let's
should
get Frank here. Hold on.
I mean, you know, me and AJ is whack when it comes to this kind of stuff. We're
How
not
do
even
I send him a direct message here on?
I could forward it to him.
It's
I have
called a
it.
whisper, right? It's called a whisper.
On here?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was
This
gonna
is-
send him the link privately and try to get him to join. You
Wait,
can send him the
I
link.
emailed it to myself. I could text it to him if you don't have it.
I was trying to get it to him on the Discord.
Yeah, hold on. I have a meeting in
It's like,
like 5
I'm
minutes.
gonna whip them boys. I'm gonna whip them boys.
So I got to get ready to go, anyways.
All right, he just messaged me right now, so let me
get
paste it.
Okay.
I got him.
Look, I have a meeting in 5 minutes, so.
What about this though here?
Gambling and worrying about a bunch of rich people and having 50. And oh, by the way, they already bust them out. They're gone. They said we want everyone. No one's illegal, and they're gone within 48 hours.
You send 50 people to Martha's Vineyard.
Like this.
They're there. And they're like, yeah, come on. We don't have the infrastructure. We don't have the resources to take care of these migrants. How dare these? This is human trafficking. This should be illegal, what they're doing to these. This is playing politics with people's lives, how inhumane this is. Yeah. 48 hours. Where are those migrants now?
Not on all this weird.
Not exactly. They have them. They have video of them hugging them on the way back on the bus.
Oh,
They
wait,
were
no.
hugging
Did you
them.
see the lady?
Yeah. We got this guy here. We can't see you. We can hear you, Frank. Are you there?
Oh. Is this another AJ
get-
moment?
Yeah, it must be nice. We got another one of those.
Only AJ can do that. It only sounds good coming from him.
Oh, he left.
Thank you.
Look how handsome AJ is. You know, I really, it's so rare that we get to see his beautiful brown skin and his
I'm
whole
not calling
entire
this man
face.
handsome. Not
It's
calling
very
this man
rare, and I just want to take a moment to say, "Wow, AJ, wow, you're so
okay.
Ooh, what a contrast.
Oh.
Damn,
Y'all got
that's
jokes.
dirty. That's dirty. That's dirty.
You could at least wipe your face. My God.
Yeah, it looks like it's
I
rugged
got
for you
a
out there.
towel,
these streets.
nothing. Like,
Don't. What is he doing?
Just get a little bottle of water, just throw it on your face or something. I mean,
You know what? I think this is like a part of his illusion that he climbs trees and works. That he, like when people
right,
like
'cause
throw
this is
water on
definitely
their
for
face
drama
and stuff.
purposes. Because why
Yeah,
would you
like
not
that.
wipe your face?
He did this on purpose.
Yeah,
Do you
this is
identify as black?
all
No, it's a serious question.
What, Frankie? You knew you were turning your camera on. You knew you were coming on here, yet you didn't wipe your face. What's going on?
Well, I am actually at work, so I didn't wipe my face because of that.
Yeah, he works with his hands, he doesn't sit on his ass.
Oh, the fraud. Okay. It's always the frauds that try to make things seem worse than they are. The fraudulent ones. Oh, he's taking
Well,
out.
I'm doing better than Shannon Sharp.
Wow.
he said those are just two white people. Those are just
that part.
Yo, I
Oh
almost
my
fell
God.
when you said that. When you
Listen,
repeated
gentlemen,
that.
I gotta go. I got a meeting that I need to get on, and unfortunately, I'm unlike Genty. I have to work.
All right.
Shots
Oh,
fired.
way to rub it in
That
our
part.
face.
What?
No, nothing.
You was talking smack right now? Say it
No,
again.
not me. Not me.
Say it with your whole chest though. This time,
No. I didn't say nothing.
I didn't think so. AJ.
That's intimidation right there. That's intimidation.
Wait, are you allowed to do that on camera? That might be too lewd for Twitch.
All right, so I want to fast forward into that part. That was my favorite part. Now I got the.
Oh Lord.
I'm leaving. AJ, pick a hat. I'll go buy you one just because I love you.
Sure.
This was my favorite part.
Fake. And you go on TV and pretend like you the blackest man on TV, and you do all that man tan and eating the black shit.
Where was it? No.
You get now this man done took $1 million. Somebody got 3 million. Somebody got 400,000.
Yeah.
And they sitting around like, well, you know, it happened, and we'll see. And they're gonna get more money and do it all over again.
So when you start talking about, well, this is what happened with black and brown people when they get EBT cards, and when the person sitting across from you is Skip Bayless. And that's two white people going back and forth. One of them's got real dark skin, but it's two white people going back and forth that don't know nothing.
Why does it get funnier?
Oh my god! I love Jason Whitlock. I love Jason Whitlock.
Oh my gosh!
That's two white people going
back and forth here.
It's terrible. That's terrible.
Oh my god!
No, this is gold. When I saw this is gold. What are you talking about?
When the person sitting across from you is Skip Bayless. And that's two white people going back and forth. One of them's got real dark skin, but it's two white people going back and forth that don't know nothing about black people.
He said one of them got real dark skin, but that's two white people.
Jesus.
I wanted to end this show a while ago when I played this right here because this put me out. I lost all type of concentration. Oh man.
Yo, but look, you see both of those millionaires up there talking about poor people, poor blacks, and they millionaires, and have been millionaires for a long time.
Right, because they've had money longer than they've not had at this point. So
facts.
What are we talking about?
Facts. Yeah. What are we talking about at this point?
Hey, they're just two dark-skinned Skip Baylesses. two dark-skinned white people talking to each other.
Why did he do that finger wag? Like
no, it was the finger wag pause. Finger wag, stop, finger wag.
That right there destroyed me. And
oh my god.
I can't take it. Oh my god.
Yo, that's gonna be my new thing on when we do TikTok lives. I'm gonna be.
Oh yeah.
I'm just be pointing.
You see that right there? You see that illustration that's a white illustration.
Jesus.
Yo.
Oh man. Wow, that killed me. My stomach hurts. I was just crying my eyes out just now. Just
look, Macho, I swear to you, I'm sitting here listening while I'm climbing, and when because I've heard him say it on 60 Minutes already, but hearing it again and then hearing y'all's commentary behind it when he said, the old saying, you get the pudding, and I was like, bro, I was on the tree.
Proof is eating in the pudding or something.
Yeah, what? Like I'm sitting here, I missed a whole step and slipped. I was like, what?
No, what about when he was like, "Oh, President, we're questioning your mental ability." He says, "Watch me, watch me." We have been. It ain't right, brother. Something ain't right. You need to get that checked.
He's like, "Bro, I ain't missed a step yet. Watch me."
Shaking hands with ghosts, being led. Being guided by a freaking Easter bunny rabbit. Like, what's going on with this man?
No, did you see the one where he was walking with the other girl, holding hands like a couple would?
Oh, Gretchen.
Yeah.
He was with Gretchen Whitmer. Yeah.
And his wife is over here just kind of like.
Why is he holding Gretchen's hand like that? She's like,
look, his wife was thinking about the breakfast tacos.
Yeah.
She wanted some of those breakfast tacos, and he just ain't doing it for her.
Jesus.
He wants that. What is it? That spicy sausage. She wants that.
Oh my gosh.
Not spicy sausage.
Mm-hmm. Some real spicy, flavorful. It's called chorizo. That's what they call it. Chorizo.
Look, when can we wake up from this?
Hopefully, we'll have an actual adult in the room coming soon. But right now, we need these midterms more than ever. So
yeah. I think we need. We need the Senate more than the House, though.
Yeah, because right now this inflation won't slow down if they keep passing these damn luxury bills over here, these slush fund bills. 1 billion, 2 billion, you know.
Get y'all asses to one vote.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please go vote.
Get off those chairs. All right, y'all.
Yes, sir.
It's been real.
Yes,
and we're
sir.
coming. I gave y'all 3 hours. 3 hours. AJ was here for 2. Keisha was here for 2. Frank came in on the end right there to finish us off. Oh man, Frank, don't be a stranger. You got to come back on a morning fix. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got to talk about Sundays, brother.
All right, brother. All right, guys. We're out of here. See y'all until
See ya.
tomorrow.